Okay, I'm back.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is midweek point and click. We're on episode 2 of Book of Unwritten Tales. How you doing, Steve? Steve? I think Steve's getting his coffee. Wow. I'm good, Baltimore. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm really good, Steve. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Bit tired, but, you know, we're getting there. Got my coffee here. I may have fallen asleep in an Uber on the way home from a wedding today. Hello, Verdantry. How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're feeling better from your old COVID atrocities. Yeah, so we missed last episode because Steve was actually away. He was, he had some shenanigans in the country, and we missed this morning because I had a wedding during the day, but Steve and I thought we'll do it tonight instead. A little bit of a different time, but still, all the great folks come to enjoy our adventures. Saiku, welcome in. How you doing? Terrible cough, but you're feeling better, eh, Verdantry? Okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't last too long. You can blame your mum for that. Oh, man. Animal Well is amazing. Yeah, it looks kind of weird. To me, what it reminds me of is... let me click into this game and get away from this repeating music first. Let's hit continue game. It reminds me a lot of maybe Fez-ish or Sword and Sorcery. Just the weirdness of it. It's got kind of like... From the videos I watched anyway. Definitely keen to give it a shot. You're visiting family near New York City. Nice. That's great. We got Stupid Lisa in the chat. How you doing, Lisa? Haven't seen you in a good few minutes. Thank you for delivering the pizza. Very, very good. We got a ramen emote as well. Sobering up? Yeah. I am too. I think that little cheeky little snooze in the Uber did me wonders. You're back, Steve. I heard you make a guttural throat noise.
Hello.
There he is.
Late.
MVP Lisa does bring the pizza. She does. Yeah, we had a good time. It was great. It was great to see our friend get married. One thing to mention up top, which was very, very good, was so as our friend Emily and Jules, their wedding. Emily's vows were actually the first verse of the Golden Girls theme song, Thank You for Being a Friend, followed up by Jules's vows being the second verse, which I thought was a really, really cool way to do it.
Down and down the road and back again? Or is it?
The pal and the confidant was one. Oh, we got a woo
Okay.
coming through the speakers. Hello. Oh, there they are. There's the Golden Girls. And then I left a little message in their guest book, which is the third verse.
Because when you said verses, I thought it was the bit that I kind of don't like as much about that song, which is because it's this weird. It's supposed to be touching, but it's this weird flex of if there was a party with all your friends, my gift would be the biggest. Is the paraphrased version of it?
The biggest gift from me to you would be from me to you. Yeah.
Yeah, from me to you.
It's just
Oh,
saying that that's how
you would
good
look
of
at
a
the
friend we
tag and
are.
it would show, yeah. Is the size of it? It just shows how rich the person is.
Oh, depends. Biggest could be anything. Biggest could be the most
Yeah.
important. I don't know. I guess it's the way you take it. I mean, if it was Blanche's gift, it would probably be a sex toy of some sort. Am I right? That
No,
could
she's
be
not
the
really
biggest.
that way. She's classy. She just
She's classy.
enjoys the company of men. She enjoys the company of men, but otherwise is classy about it. She doesn't go, oh yeah, tug on that. Like,
Didn't
it's more
Sophia once call her a
she's,
bed hopping relic?
yeah, I think so. There's several things like that. I think I
Great
watched an
insult.
episode recently where it was just the standard calling her a slut, but the way she delivered it and the timing was. I know it was the daughter. No, niece. Yeah, so actually it wasn't that. There was some turn of phrase that Sophia did recently. It wasn't that, but it was something else that was kind of just as clever.
Mm. Well, it's good to have Lisa in the chat. That's cool. I'm guessing ramen is back on your lap, hopefully. All right. Well, how about we do a bit of a recap? Not much has gone on because this is the second episode, so I'll give it a shot. And if I miss anything, Steve, feel free to throw some tidbits in there. But
Yep.
we started off the game as old mate. Already forgotten his name. What's his name? Someone the cutter.
Nate.
Nate. Old Nate. Old mate Nate. Yeah.
Nate Cutter.
He was falling from the
guess.
sky. We don't know why yet. I'm sure it'll get back to that. But he finds while he's falling, he finds a genie lamp and he rubs it. And a genie comes out that looks like Dobby from Harry Potter. And basically, Nate insulted him and hurt his feelings, so he wouldn't give him a wish. But in the very last moments, he forgives him, and he wishes that the carpet was a magic carpet, and they fly to safety, which was excellent. Then from there, we start off as old girl. Can't remember her name. Steve, help me out here.
Her?
Yeah, her.
Is it Eve? That's not Eve, is it?
No, it's a 3-letter name though. Ida or something. Evo. There you go. Yeah.
Evo.
So she's feeling a bit sick, and the weird thing is about elves is they don't get sick, but we find out that she is up the duff. So
Immaculate conception, apparently.
Yeah, that's what they all say,
She's
right?
basically like she's basically like the Virgin Mary.
Ivo. Yeah, exactly. So she's been in some random not saunas, hot tubs, apparently, and
Well, she was with Nate and he did a throwaway. And I can't do not on cam, so I can't do the hand gesture for what I'm talking about. But just trust me, it's really gross.
If it's coming from your mouth, Steve, I bet it is very gross.
I learned it from our uncle-in-law.
Oh, jeez. Okay. There you go. Saiku's already there with a filth bag, Steve. That was probably a record, right? We're only 8 minutes in. You've already got one.
It's similar to the hand gesture would be similar to the Silence of the Lambs in the guy in the jail cell.
Oh, I know what you're referring to.
That's how you do a throwaway to someone to get pregnant by without any sex.
That's really yucky, Steve. So anyway, we're here, we're Ivo, and we want to go on an adventure. We don't want to be up the duff and with a bun in the oven, locked in this Lothlorien of houses. So it is our job to try and escape. Mother locked us in because we were getting too chubby, apparently. We have basically...
Well, she knows we want to go adventuring, and also we've got an arranged marriage.
We do. And so we're playing along with that arranged marriage to be able to get out of there. Now, in order to know where to go, we needed to use her pensive scrying bird bath thing, which is over here. I'll walk over here so we can see it. Not that one. That's Cheap's little bath. It is this one here. And inside of these symbols, right? And the symbols represent different types of water. Water from the sky, water from the ground, water from deep within the earth. And we found all types of water, and we managed to fill that and make it work. Along the way, we've got our little friend Arbor, who is a little tiny ant man that we scared to death with a book about carpentry. So that might come in handy if we need to scare a tree. And we also reunited the flower with his lost love. All of this sounds like absolute nonsense when you say it out loud, but that's what we did anyway. We got some honey from the tree as well. Now, the last thing that I remember we were up to is we had to find a pot of gold in order to pay... We had to pay someone, right, Steve? Like pay for travel or something.
I read that, yeah, bribe the guard.
Ah, yes.
I think there was a... Was there a leprechaun? No.
No, still trying to find the pot of gold. There's a leprechaun's hat, but I don't think... I mean, we'll go back in there now, but we'll have a look. All right, we can hold spacebar. All right. Can't do anything with that, it looks like. What's this? Oh, it's Cheap Cheap. Hey, Cheap Cheap.
Hey, Cheap.
I've got my own version of Cheap Cheap at home. When I go for a walk, there's this little bird that runs up and starts chatting at me, and it goes right up to my foot too.
Oh, yeah. They've been sending out pictures of it.
What have we
thinking about Rami with the leprechaun thing. I've been listening to two of the actors that went through the Voyager series. They're now going through Deep Space Nine with guest actors of Deep Space Nine, and they got to the episode where it's one of the early ones, but it's the Rumpelstiltskin visits the station, and he because O'Brien's telling his daughter about telling her the story, and Rumpelstiltskin ends up appearing and trying to get O'Brien's daughter.
Can I just a little side note with that, Steve? With O'Brien, is that the reason why he's got such a small face? Did Rumpelstiltskin curse him?
No, that's so unfair. You guys pick on him way too much. But he yeah. So there's Rumpelstiltskin, and it ends up being people's imaginations are coming to life. So there's like a famous baseball player because the captain and his son likes baseball, and that was the thing that shocked me. Is I could swear that was from the guy's acting. I could swear that was a cameo by a real sports star. But ends up being it's just an actor. That was shocked me. But yeah, the writing was originally because the actors generally, especially on Star Trek, don't get to make many requests to the stories. Whatever's on the script is fixed. Even grammatical errors, they can't fix. They can sort of raise them, but like a lot of times, I think there's one case where like the Q's son is played by the actor's real son. Like he was saying. There was a grammatical error on the thing, and they said, no, you have to say it the way it's written. And he goes, like, that's wrong. Like, but okay. But yeah, it was like a mitochondria or something like that, but the plural was wrong. And he tried to correct them, and they still wouldn't be corrected. Anyhow, the one few changes that O'Brien, because Colmini was generally okay with most of changes, didn't say much, but one thing is that in the script it was a leprechaun originally, because he's Irish. And Colmini said to the writers, this is usually a racist stereotype, and I'm not comfortable with this, so they changed it to Rumpelstiltskin.
Wow, okay. Interesting. I wonder, what would our equivalent be? I don't think I would get offended if they used like a bunyip or something. I don't know.
No, we have... I might be Skip the Kangaroo, because that's
okay.
like...
Yeah.
That's like... things that some people like minorities sometimes try to use as an insult, but that doesn't apply. It doesn't have the same history as something that's constantly made fun of over and over by other cultures, which is what the leprechaun thing is.
Well, I guess any American doing an Australian accent is kind of an insult towards Australians in a sense, because it always sounds god awful. So I could see that being.
Actually, our closest will be Shrimp on the Barbie, maybe.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, Paul Hogan's Shrimp on the Barbie.
It's not the same as like because Leprechaun is the full package that would make you go more, but it's like that's the thing that people constantly do, but it's so much smaller than like a full thing like a Leprechaun would be. But yeah, totally. That'd be the thing that's over and over again. That's sort of slightly just like, oh god.
All right, I wonder
Do you think I could play the princess card and ask the stud to
Find him and
loan us
kill
a
him.
hippogriff? That'd
It's
cost
actually
a
not on the
person
show by
pot
this
of gold.
stage.
Yeah, you're right. They'd blab to everyone. Bad idea if I want to travel incognito.
Okay, so that's out of the question. Hippogriff. Hippogriff is the
Yeah, it's Harry Potter, isn't it?
Oh, that's what we're doing. Yes, yes. We have to pay for the hippogriff with the pot of gold.
Oh, okay.
I'll be
Alright.
back soon, cheap.
Let's have a look. What do we got? We'll walk out here and see what's in our inventory. That's not the inventory at all. This is. Okay, so we've got a picture of Prince Lalilos, the Lalilulelo. I think Psyche mentioned last time. We've got some fresh sunflower seeds, straight out of Lisa's garden. We've got the, I guess that's like a corn dog.
Redhead.
Book about carpentry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the horror book for trees. That's right.
Yeah.
Smell the flower. Let's do that. Hang on. Why does it say smell the?
I will only deploy
Okay.
this flower in self-defense.
Oh, because that's...
Or when it could prove amusing.
Oh, it's like a vuvuzela, right? Vuvuzela?
Yeah.
Vuvuzela? How do you say it? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Vuvuzela, I think.
Okay. We've got some fat worms. We've got a rotten bait, spade, and a jug with. Let's use the rod in here just for good measure, just to build up our thing while we think. We've got a tree that seems to be super happy because it's got its hair on end. Maybe we can scare it with a book or something. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a black thing.
A classic.
Are we trying to find... Oh, no, Venture was trying to get us to fish something out of the
Yeah.
pond.
I think, I can't remember what he mentioned was there. Maybe we'll do it a couple more times just to see if we get lucky. Tongs, my boy, how you doing?
A classic.
Scoo woo to you. Can we get a Scooby woo?
There appears to be an amazing collection of stuff accumulated in the little pond.
Ooh,
I wonder
ooh,
if there's
happy
anything there that
Easter.
could be useful.
Thanks, Scoob. There is a weird thing that it sort of, I think it doesn't click off, maybe? I'll see what it is in a second.
A fishing hat, which not so long ago I thought was extremely hideous. But now,
Hell yeah.
I am
Oh,
the
fuck.
master of all rods, the ruler of the river, and the goddess of the water.
Holy shit, our
And
fishing
what's
skill
more,
went to
I'm
1,000.
looking good. That's me and fishing done. I've reached my peak.
Level 1,000 just by wearing the hat. Hell yeah. Okay, well that's cool.
That's cool that a model changes.
Yeah, let's save it. We don't want to miss out on that.
No.
Yahoo! Did that work? Can't tell. What's the date today? 11th. Yep. Hang on. What's this shit?
What's that?
5th of the
That's the one.
11th. It's not November.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
I came up
That's a
recently because
weeping willow. It appears to be so content it looks anything
we've
but
been
sad.
talking about GPS, storing GPS coordinates, and I was saying, like, you got to store it as GeoJSON, which is like this common format, because then when it's shown, you don't know. I don't actually didn't know it was regional, but I know that sometimes it's longitude, latitude, sometimes it's latitude, longitude. So you got to store it agnostically. So on display, you need some sort of config to say which one it is. But the other guy, who probably knows more spatial stuff than me, goes, it's just the right way and the wrong way. Where he just goes, it's completely wrong to do it latitude. And I've kind of seen it, and he goes, yeah, it's American format. For some reason, Americans have it the other way around. Anyone else? Well, I don't know if everyone else, but
Right.
most other cases, it's longitude, latitude. Because it makes sense of like how far you are along and then the latitude, but for whatever reason, it's Americans. And that's why Google, if you put longitude, latitude, you have to constantly swap the coordinates because they expect latitude first.
Right. Okay. Could that have been a reason why, when we were playing Chinatown Detective Agency, when you put in the coordinates, it was one result, and when I put the coordinates in, it was the other result?
That's
maybe?
that's actually one thing where they actually did have a standard that because they had the northeast, so that's different from when they're just two decimal numbers. Because north and east means you don't have to worry about negatives, but also that forces it. So you're like, okay, that's. And I guess it was the American format because it was north first, but yeah, that didn't have that problem, but it had the fucking decimal point problem that other raised its head in other puzzles.
I'm going to try the horror book on the tree. Oh, something's happening.
I wonder if trees regard a carpenter as the bogeyman.
Bogeyman.
It's not nice, but I'll have to find out.
Okay.
One can easily fell a tree with the help of an axe and wedges. In my experience, nothing beats a sharp saw, guided by two men.
Oh, yeah.
Slish, slash! The teeth of the saw bite into the wood, and in a few minutes, even the largest tree tumbles to the ground. After this, the smaller branches in the bark are removed from the trunk using hatchets. Once the tree is sawn into several pieces, it's ready to be transported away. Wow. I feel a bit dirty.
We're a monster.
It'll be all right. You'll see.
What happened there?
Oh, it's a rainbow because it's letting the light through.
Oh,
So then we've got the.
Yeah, we just got it, Michael. And we just found a... Wow, we know how this works. In adventure game logic, we got to dig at the end of the rainbow, right?
Yep.
Look at the end of the rainbow. Okay. Oh yeah, books should also scare trees. Good call.
There's like a dead body to them.
A pot of gold, and no grumpy leprechaun protecting it. What a stroke of luck.
All right, now what do we do with the pot of gold? That is the question. Maybe we can go to Cheap Cheap now. I guess for books, it'd be like us seeing the Necronomicon in real life, right?
Yeah.
For the trees.
That is made out of human flesh, yeah. Well, the cover is at least. I think the pages are still. The ink's blood, but pages still be trees.
Northern Lights. Wow. That
Hey,
sounds
Cheap.
good.
I have the pot of gold here. Go on, take it to the stud. Oh, I realise it's too heavy. I won an arm wrestling contest against an orc warrior in Seastone with the help of a strength elixir. We could get something like that for you.
Hell yeah, we're going to get Cheap Cheap some muscles. Okay.
I have the pot of gold here. Go. Oh, I realise.
Okay. So we need some sort of potion in order to make Cheap Cheap muscly.
I'll be back soon, Cheap.
Maybe the book has the potion. Is that how we got the... Oh, maybe it was the medicine book, actually. We'll have a look.
I wish there was something to indicate that the book was wrong, but unfortunately it's very sure, and I know it's right.
Oh, that's right.
I'm pregnant, and I don't know how, and I don't know why. I just know that I need to get out of here before Mother finds out. The Archmage in Seastone will know what to do.
I found that something on another stream that you probably aren't gonna like.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're playing a game, and where at one stage you're like, well, there's aluminum, the metal aluminum in the game.
Never heard of it.
Spelled that way, and spelled that way too.
Yeah, never heard
So
of it.
suddenly realised, oh, we've been calling it aluminium, and that's slightly wrong. But they looked something up, and apparently because aluminum was discovered by American scientists, so its true name is actually aluminum. And it's British scientists that were like, but it doesn't fit the naming scheme of other elements, all the other elements of ium at the end, so we'll call it aluminium, just because it fits the naming scheme of everything else. but that's only in Commonwealth countries.
Oh, that does sound
Otherwise,
awfully
it's-
suspicious, Steve.
Otherwise, it is aluminum.
Might have to look that up after it. Change how you say it. Look, if it says
Well,
that,
then the thing I said is like language is fluid, but also as long as we're in Commonwealth, as long as we're in the Commonwealth, then it is technically aluminium for us.
yeah,
It's just that it's our modification. It's not true name.
there's no way I'm ever calling a boy a buoy either. What about solder? I ain't calling solder. I don't even know how you guys got to say solder. There's an L in there. Aluminium in these nuts. Nice.
She does. She's slightly British or from a Commonwealth country?
She says it the Commonwealth way. Oh, nice. Oh, can we still talk?
I wish there was something to. I'm
Okay.
pregnant. I just know the medicine book is a bad-tempered, grumpy old trout.
Oh,
But I do think it knows what it's talking about.
okay, so we can't talk to the book anymore. Who knows about potions? Maybe the little Ent Man knows about potion stuff? I don't know. I was cracking a safe after the wedding. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Hi, Arbor.
What you got there? Be
What
that
do you
the hat
mean?
of a master fisher?
Oh.
Yep, pulled it out of the pond.
But I've been trying for years to hook one of those.
Oh.
Well, talent will out.
That ain't be talent. That be pure luck. Mappin'. Sooner or later, old Arbor will get some luck too.
I've got Lisa's beanie on because it's cold, and normally beanies give me an itchy head, so I'm actually test driving the beanie because when I go to Iceland, I'm going to need a hat to keep my head warm, not keep my head cold. So yeah, I'm just giving it a shot to see if it's yeah. It's actually a red beanie. I'm not sure why it's coming across black. It's maroon, maroon. What do you say, Steve? Here's another word that we probably say wrong.
Maroon,
Maroon? Yeah, okay.
I think. I'm not completely sure, but
Oh,
You're
burgundy.
having a
there
good
you go.
time, I see.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Put your spade over there.
I don't need your spade anymore.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
put it over there.
Ah, that's great. And you've dug a lovely hole too, right in the middle of my lawn.
Ah, sorry about that.
Oh, what the heck. I'll plant it with something.
I have to get on. Don't work too hard.
That I won't.
Burgundy.
there's an
yeah.
issue with the carpentry book, but then he's smoking and
Yeah, they mentioned that last time. This, I can't remember exactly the reason.
I know everything I need to know. Today's password is melon. When I use it at the border, the watch will have to let me pass. And by the time they find out they've been duped, I'll be in Seastone.
What are we going to do? How are we going to make cheap strong? Give him some spinach. I don't know. We got some seeds. Do seeds do anything?
I forget, did the Warders of the Throne Room have any extra powers like that?
I don't think so, but that's my
I don't
next.
think-
I think we'll go there next.
Maybe talk to Dad?
Oh yeah, Dad might know actually. That's weird. Why is she walking over there? Sunflower seeds. Offer. Guess not. All right, we'll talk to Dad then. That's not the way to Dad. How do we get to Dad again? Oh, through the door. Through the throne room doors. Oi, Dad.
Pa?
Yes, Poppet?
Hypothetically, if Cheep Cheep had to transport something heavy through the air, how could I help him do it?
You could ask me to give him the necessary strength, which you have just done, have you not?
Really?
Of course, but the effect would not last long enough to transport you to, let's say, Seastone.
He doesn't need to do that. It's just a short distance.
All right, bring me some sunflower seeds.
Oh, we got some of those.
Yeah.
I remember how much Lisa was disgusted by Radagast the Brown in the Hobbit movies because he was covered in bird shit.
Yeah. Was that supposed to be bird shit?
I think so, yeah, because he had birds living in his hair and stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
I have a few
That was an
sunflower
element that I
seeds. Here.
didn't expect and didn't like as much.
Good. Keep still.
So I pictured him as being earthy and like with mushrooms all around him and stuff, but not having actual bird shit.
It's good for the roots, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
That's it.
Just give Cheep Cheep these seeds to eat shortly before he starts on his journey.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, Dad.
And that's like
Whatever you
the
did to
Gilligan's
those
Island
sunflower
hat, but with
seeds looked like
lures
magic
around
to
it.
me.
Hmm.
Oh no, it was the opposite of magic. Nature, life, pure life.
Life
What
for
exactly do you
life.
mean by that?
Listen to the wind in the willows and the mole and the toad. They know the answer.
Do you remember that VHS at Gran's place, Steve, that was just
Yeah,
Wind in the
this-
Willows?
The stop motion version of Wind in the Willows.
Yeah.
It's where there was the washerwoman and there was constant mentions of Bubble and Squeak.
Yeah.
And I never knew what the hell that was.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to picture it. I think I asked an adult and they gave a unhelpful thing of like it's like porridge or something like that with shit in it or something, which I forget what it was, but it didn't help me picture what it was.
It's leftovers that's, you crack an egg into leftovers and just make kind of like an omelette out of heaps of shit.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea, that's for sure.
The exact opposite of fashionable. Therefore, it must be very useful.
It makes me a master fisherwoman.
Ah, you could have become one of those if you had fished for a few.
But then also bird shit can be very dangerous.
Now the hat has robbed you of all that pleasure.
Enlighten me, Father.
The wide sky and the burning sun, dancing the tango and farting uncontrollably, are amongst the greatest wonders of the world.
I'll need to have a think about that. I've got quite a lot to think about.
Goodbye, little daughter.
See you later, Father.
See you, Pops. All right.
So I once did stock taking at our place and industrial place, and we went outside to count various things. I think they had storage containers, but there was a shed, this like small shed, and this guy is showing us, one of the workers is showing us around because we're casuals and this guy was a full-timer, and he points to the shed and there's just like what looks like, I think it was bags of fertilizer in the shed, but it was just caked in pigeon shit. There was just pigeon shit everywhere, just built up over like obviously ages. And he goes, look, you can count those if you want. It's a health hazard though, all that pigeon shit. It's very, very bad for you.
If you eat it.
And can have just being around it, like that much of it. He goes, there's just bad chemicals and stuff that can make you sick. So it's a huge health hazard. And he goes, I know there's 13 bags in there. There was 13 bags last year. There was 13 bags the year before. For the last 10 years, there's been 13 bags in there. So if you guys want to do your due diligence and count them, then be fine with me, but I'd advise not to. And I was usually one to try to be diligent, but in that case, it's like, yeah, you're right. And I just write 13 on the thing. And also, you could tell no one's touched any of that because the amount that's caked on, it's like no one's touched any of that for like years.
Yeah. I wonder if it could be just the birds themselves have diseases or something.
Yeah, it's
I don't
partly disease, partly just ammonia that's probably giving off, and
Yeah.
I suppose some nasty chemicals. I guess not necessarily because it's been sitting for ages, but I think just disease in their poo.
Oh, yeah, Tongs must have missed this. We've got the Buster Sword. Let me turn
And
it
we can
around
turn
for
it.
you.
Like, there's 4 references, and I think we're confused about the last one.
Let's not say what this is because Tongs hasn't seen it. Tongs, do you recognize that sword? Exactly, it is He-Man. All right, we'll spin
Wow,
it again.
I didn't think it was like there's a lot of fancy swords that are weird like that.
Oh, if you
What's-
Google He-Man sword, Steve, you'll see it's very.
Yes, it's probably exactly right.
Michael gave this one away. Obviously, it's Minecraft. Nothing to really give away. And then this one
Yeah.
here, we think this might be Sting from Lord of the Rings, but there's no we've got no clarity on that. Doesn't
She
glow.
didn't look at it right. There's a little bit of a clue, but it doesn't.
When you can't. Oh, maybe if I do this instead.
It's said that a ruler in the north wanted to build himself a throne out of all the swords of conquered enemies. Unfortunately, he died after only conquering one enemy when he refused to heed all the warnings and sat on the throne.
Yeah, so I don't know if that means it's a Game of Thrones thing like Ice, but the whimsical thing might be just that's a joke, like it's supposed to be Sting, but there's a Game of Thrones joke.
I think the Game of Thrones is
unrelated.
the whole sword rack instead of just specific. Like, I don't think it's specific to which one is rotated. Ardwood Vine's in the house. How you doing?
I thought she does change it.
Oh, I'll flip it and we'll try it.
Yeah, flip it and try it.
All right.
Find one of the principal contributors to Crosscode, apparently.
It's said that a ruler in the
Yeah.
north wanted to build himself
yes,
a
that is
throne
all
out
of
of all
Yep.
the swords of conquered enemies. Unfortunately,
All right. We're about to give Cheap some muscles. This should be good. Or Cheap.
Father's changed the sunflower seeds. Well, can you feel anything?
Nope.
Hell yeah.
Now, don't exaggerate.
All right, Cheap.
Okay, here.
Take our gold.
Oh, I hope
He
it
is strong.
works. But what's he going to be like when he's super cheap?
Yeah.
He's got enough of an exaggerated opinion of himself as it is.
Sweet. Ardwood, don't know if you saw, but we've got a new hat. Makes this pretty cool. Let's see, let me catch up. So, Ardwood Fine is actually in the credits, are you saying? Or are you just joking?
There's an RD in the credits, and he
Okay.
does a lot of stuff. Like design, lead programming, did some NPC artistry.
Oh, that's overdoing it a
Oh,
bit.
we're going to hop in there and he's going to take us. That's cool as.
I
thought
thought
the
you
money
just
was
wanted
for a
to deliver
hippogriff.
the pot of gold.
He's like, fuck this, I'm going to take you.
You deserve it.
What to do with the money then?
Bought the crate. Or he's
Like
He's-
the old man said, he won't go all the way.
blown it all on hens and
Yeah.
coke. All right.
It's really in there, is it? Our hippogriff?
Oh, maybe.
Why did the stud put it in there? Couldn't they have just let it fly back with you? You mean it was in the box already? You didn't actually see it?
Oh, come on, Cheap.
I'd love to have your trust. Oh well, at least it's pretty lively.
What's in the box?
Cheap Cheap blind purchased the hippogriff. His trust in the Aculeus stud is far greater than his mistrust of humankind's capacity to deceive. Relax, I'm on it.
Oh. What is that? Oh, it's a brony one.
You've still got the receipt, haven't you, Cheap? Cheap? Didn't the hippogriff in the magazine look a bit different to this? Bigger, a bit more griff and a bit less hippo? Is this the effect of the epidemic? Mother said it changed things.
All right, let's ride.
You are strong enough, aren't you? You were able to demolish that box just now. Can you carry me as far as Seastone? Right then.
Let's go.
The Archmage. Murdered by Wilbur Weathervane?
You what?
There's something strange afoot, Cheap. Mark my words. I don't believe a word of it. Someone's responsible for this epidemic and someone wants to hurt our friends.
It was like he was talking some shit about me. So I had to stab him.
Away to Seastone.
What if it's like she's pregnant, right? What if you find out that it's actually, what's his name? Is it
She
Cutter?
gives birth to Wilbur? Oh no. Nate.
My name is Weathervane, Professor Weathervane.
You want to teach us?
Well, yes.
Oh, jeez.
Why not?
You're a gnome. Gnomes can't do magic.
I can and have. During my mage training, I.
Oh my god, she's got no bottoms.
Yes?
My mother also says that you should not be a teacher. But I think you're great, Professor.
Oh, thank you.
Say, Professor, what exactly is the magic constant? How long must Veritaserum mature? What can you tell us about ancient magic runes?
You seem to really know a lot about magic.
More than you, anyway. Maybe we should switch places.
Brutal.
Maybe you should shut your. We
Love it.
never talked to teachers like that in my day.
Well, we do in mine. We'd like to have answers to our questions.
Hippogriff was the first.
How about you sit down properly first?
Nope.
Nope. That's no professor. Or, more properly, yes, professor.
Nope means yes, Professor. That's going to cause some misunderstandings. So, the magic constant? Veritaserum? Ancient magic runes? We want to learn something.
I will answer all your questions, but not now. It's time for History of Magic.
Then I have a history question.
Okay.
As everyone knows, gnomes are completely incompetent when it comes to magic. To be exact, only one great gnome mage has appeared in the last 800 years. He defeated Gremar, the last of the great dragons. What was the name of that last great gnome mage?
All right, let's see.
He was called Sit Down at Your Desk Properly and Don't Ask Stupid Questions.
But don't they say there are no stupid questions, only stupid answers? And that there aren't supposed to be any bad students, only bad teachers?
He's
Brutal.
never been to a Q&A. A celebrity Q&A.
Yeah.
Not right now. We will open your textbooks to page 100 and...
So I was right, wasn't I? You know nothing, not even the name of the only great mage your own people ever produced.
I just need a drink of water. Frog in my throat.
Ha!
My throat. Love it.
Oh man,
What's
Master
this?
Marcus warned me that the students would test me the first few hours, but this is a nightmare. I don't know all of these things. I know nothing. Easy, boy, easy. Think, Wilbur, think.
The name's spelt wrong on our hat.
Oh, I can't see that close.
It's Wilbr.
Okay.
A bowl of fresh, cool water for my roommate.
What is that? Is that a little sheep or is that a rat? A rat
I
sheep?
think it's a pig. Initially it looked like a rat, but I think it's a little pig.
There's no way I'm taking a bowl with me. I mean, how am I supposed to put a bowl of water into my pocket without getting my robe soaking wet?
That's fair.
It's not like I can just carry anything around. But I could use the bowl here in the room.
I like how the water's like moving side to side, like it sort of does in a thing like that.
Yeah, you're right. Can I give the water to
Do
the
you want
sheep?
some water, Friedlin?
Oh, it's a sheep.
He seems to be hungry more than anything.
Okay, so we're gonna need to put the water somewhere else. Got a lot of things to look at in this room. What's this?
The entire school building is a bit scary. No one knows exactly where it was the last 20 years. It disappeared overnight and then reappeared just as suddenly once the war ended. There's a lot of magic in these old walls. The stove is always on, for example, and even though I've never put any wood in it, a magical stove is a fine thing in winter, but in the summer, this small room could quickly become sweltering.
Feel the heat.
Ow! That stone is definitely more than just
Maybe we
warm.
can put the water on the stove. Or maybe not. Oh, guess not. Okay. We got a teddy bear.
The teddy is just, a keepsake and some moral support from home. Soft and cuddly moral support. The bed is pretty cozy. It's so cozy that Friedlin is curled up in it. But that's okay. Friends share. And he lets me sleep at the foot end. Earlier, in a situation like this, I would have holed up in bed and hoped that everything would somehow take care of itself. But those days are gone. I'm a professor of magic, and I have to solve my own problems. The bed is pretty cozy. It's so cozy that Friedlin is curled up in it. But that's okay. Friends share.
Okay, interesting. Normally it would, like, disappear. Try this one.
Earlier, in a situation like this, I would... But those days are...
Okay, we've done that.
This is Friedlin, my rabbit sheep.
You're right, it is a
I
rabbit
had to
sheep.
cast the transformation spell during my mage training. And this is the result. I think we make a good team. A young mage and his rabbit sheep fighting side by side as a force for good. Unfortunately, Friedlin doesn't do much other than lay in bed and eat. I still have to convince him it's important.
Alright, Steve, if you had another rat and you had to combine your rat with another animal, like this rabbit sheep, what are we talking? What do you think you'd combine it with?
So basically be just like another animal that I like, right?
Yep, exactly.
Can be a ferret?
Sure. Rat ferret? Didn't know you liked ferrets.
Plus when I was thinking about rats, so like I initially got them because I talked to people who had them, like online, but before that I was thinking, at one stage I was thinking ferrets as just the small animal I can have in the apartment, but I think their runs have to be really big. Also they can be smelly, I think. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like someone at a previous work had ferrets and I kept hearing about how so good they are as pets, and also something about if you tickle them they do the war dance. I don't know what that means fully. It's something they kept calling the war dance. Because two of them, one of them I think owned it, the other one used to, and I have no idea what it looks like, but they just kept referring to you tickle them when they do the war dance.
I'll have to Google that later. It's like that thing that you told me about that I didn't know rats did, where their eyes bulge out of their head.
Yeah, when they're happy. That's what, like, while I've been ratless, I went to an event where I went, it was like a petting thing, and it was at a place, Collingwood Children's Farm, for reference. It's a really nice, cozy place, really close to the city, and despite that, it's like basically like a farm where they keep various animals. Once a year, they have the the club able to put displays on so that people and mostly children can pet rats and hold them. And so I visited them, and I was just sort of sitting there, and someone's gone, "Oh, can you hold this one for me?" And she gave it to me, and I was holding it, and I could feel her starting to do this little trembling thing they do before. I thought she was just going to brux, but she ended up boggling, which is where the eyes pop out of their head. She started doing that, and it's like, oh, that's real sweet. And then the girl goes, when she looked, she goes, "Oh my god, she never does that to anyone else." Like,
You're the rat
like,
whisperer.
I've never seen those two that to a stranger like be that comfortable with a stranger that she starts boggling.
It's all those years of experience. You've got the rat fisherman's hat, basically.
I think so. Yeah, basically.
These are the aviator goggles that my granddad gave me before my first trip to Seastone. Well, pair of aviator goggles. The original pair was lost when Granddad fired me out of the cannon.
But yeah, for everyone's
That's when
reference,
I found out Granddad has a whole box of these goggles. Every time he tries to persuade some idiot to do something stupid, he makes a rousing speech and then hands over his old aviator goggles.
if for reference to anyone, there's when their sort of rats are happy and content, they'll start. There's a trembling that'll start. That doesn't really have a name, but I've noticed that. But then they'll start bruxing, which is when they rub their teeth together, they grind them, and you just hear this. That's sort of like this, like when someone just sort of does the readjusting like that, like with their jaw. It's like that, but you can hear this grinding sound of their teeth. So that's bruxing, and then when we're really, and it can mean various things, but usually happy and content if nothing else is happening. But then when they're really happy and content, they do boggling, which is where their eyes just pop in and out of their like eye socket just really rapidly.
It's really disturbing to watch if you're not used to it.
Yeah. And even then, I heard about it before they first did it. Before I first had one of mine did it, and if I hadn't heard about it, I would have freaked out and taken him to the vet.
Yeah, totally.
My whole family stayed in the White Ridge Mountains. Why would they even want to come to Seastone? This isn't their world. Little Sydney can walk now and reach everything that's on the workbenches. That tripled her invention output. Meggie doesn't build battle robots anymore since the war is over. Now she's experimenting with computing machines, but Grandad said there's no future in it.
I remember when the first one they had this mechanism that allowed them to play a tabletop game online.
Ah, that rings a bell, actually, yeah.
It wasn't easy to tell them I'm not an engineer but a mage instead. Mum said she'd always suspected it.
Of course you did.
Like I said, I've been listening to that Star Trek podcast. There's one bit that's really neat. The episode had at one stage Odo, the shapeshifter, turns into a label on a crate so he can sneak aboard a ship. And to show you that, the label turns into a rat and the rat walks away. And they said, oh, I don't know why he did that. When he just stays a label, and someone said it's so that the audience knows that he's aboard. So it says that. The one thing I appreciate is the rat actually probably domesticated, but at least had the coat of that could have been a wild rat. Like usually, often you'll see rats in movies and TV, and it's like it's got a obviously domesticated coat with colorings. But yeah, when they're talking about it, the one actor goes, and that rat was really good. I could tell he was present in the moment. He was just, all his instincts were correct. And they're talking about how good the littlest actor of the episode was, and it sort of made me smile.
This is my contract, signed by the Archmage. I'm the first teacher in the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. At least the first since the school reappeared. At first,
Now,
I
it's this
didn't want
one.
to accept.
It was like a...
I know almost nothing about magic.
Oh, that was in Disco Elysium as
Master
well.
Alistair said there are very few mages left, and I had completed mage training faster than anyone else. I was the right person for the job. I wanted to help and learn more about magic, so I agreed. Hopefully that was the right decision. I wouldn't want to disappoint Master Alistair.
No, because that was in Disco Elysium where they were playing some sort of SMS, fire SMS or something, but this was like three creatures, like there was a goblin and a wizard and something else playing on the machine, but the concept I think was, or maybe it was supposed to be a single player video game. I thought the concept was they're also communicating with other machines elsewhere.
Was this at the very first gnome town in the little village that he lives in, or was this in the magic town when you were trying to become a wizard?
Might have been the lower part of the magic town, like before you get up to the higher bit where the mage stuff is.
Gotcha.
So I think it was there. We're trying to get stuff together. Like, oh, there was a rat in that part because it was the rat thief.
Yeah,
Which
we
shrunk
had to
down to his
shrink-
level.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, yeah, it was that section, I think, and one of the houses had like a thing they were playing on.
Mages use balls like this to communicate over long distances. Master Marcus explained it to me. He'll know how I can tame those unruly students. So, what was that number again? 64731?
Hello.
Ah! Oh, wrong number!
Take our wand.
Ah, my wand. The King of Thieves got it for me during my mage training. He and the other rats have been tirelessly helping to rebuild the city in recent months. They work closely with the Archmage, albeit mostly in secret.
Wingardium
Still haven't figured
Leviosa.
out exactly how it works. Sometimes it performs the most amazing magic, sometimes it can't even perform the simplest of tasks. Archmage Alistair's promised to have a look at it sometime. Maybe it has a loose connection or something.
Ooh, isn't it the person we supposedly killed?
I don't remember.
Like there was.
I can't remember Master Marcus's number. I had it written in my notebook.
Okay.
It looked like this before I ever moved in. Generations of teachers must have left their stuff here.
Oh yeah, sure did.
I like it. The school has a history and when I have time, I'll rummage through it. A few of the crates and boxes are labelled. Hands off. Property of the Half-Blood Prince. Schrödinger. That box could hold a dead cat.
Could.
Or not.
No, physics reference and a Harry Potter reference.
Yep. What's this?
Master Marcus and the Archmage were so busy.
I reckon this was
building the
before,
city, no one had the opportunity to teach me anything about teaching. This box was in a shop window down in the city. I thought it might be useful. After all, there are children with magic wands on it. But unfortunately, it just seems to be a bunch of those tricks. Like that old one with Mr. Wupperman, the top hat, and the rabbit.
I reckon this was before or after J.K. Rowling's kind of turned transphobe.
Before, I think that's the JK thing
Yeah.
was probably 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, a little bit longer, but yeah, it's probably much before that. Which is a shame because it sort of tarnishes a lot of these references.
I wonder though what would sort of. I guess the way I think about it is, you know, like Notch, the guy that created Minecraft.
hmm
Like he's an
Yeah.
absolute dirty shitbag that is horrible, but since he's sold his product to Microsoft, it's sort of no longer associated with him anymore. So it's kind of okay
Yeah.
in a way.
That actually gets a lot of the royalties, but also, like I saw a thing where it's like she has enough money, but the sales of Harry Potter stuff like lends credence to her then views. That's the kind of icky thing about it.
I
But they
wonder,
have
though,
this.
if she sold off the Harry Potter product for like just, I mean, I doubt she would ever would, but if she did, then she's no longer getting money for it. Like she's just sold it off in the same way that Notch did. Does
Yeah,
it
I think she
become
gets
okay again?
royalties. Well, like my thing is like I have a fondness for the Harry Potter fiction, so in my mind it's like I try to avoid like Harry Potter products and stuff, but there's still that fondness. But then there's still just like, so it's not like I don't want to see it. It's just that it's kind of like an ickiness that runs through me every time I sort of see a reference to it.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a subconscious this is wrong thing. It's just that it's just there's an ickiness to it now. I think Fatonga put it best where once he said like all the joy is drained out of Harry Potter. And that's where it's at now. It's like sort of fond of it in a way, but all the joy is drained out of it.
It can't be healthy in the long run for Fridolin to always eat parchment and old scrolls. Perhaps he'd like the pet food I bought.
Yeah, it's just weird that I understand what you're saying, Steve, with the fondness and all that, but the same time, Minecraft was created by Notch, and that runs to, because I think it's maybe because I never played Minecraft. I always just associate those two. Like, I've literally never played Minecraft ever, not once. So I just associate Minecraft with Notch, and I know that Notch is a dirty shitbag more than anything about Minecraft because I've never played it. So that's, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference because I've had several goes at Minecraft, and so I never think of a creator
That's just not right.
when I think of
Real
Minecraft.
magic or none at all.
I know they raised it. It was like a one-off cost when it was first, like, everyone's got it, like when it first had the zeitgeist, and it doesn't really cost anything since then. I think I might have paid something after Microsoft acquired it when I lost the license at one stage where it failed to migrate, but that's again to Microsoft, so I don't think. But yeah, so far divorced from him, as opposed to Harry Potter is still kind of linked to her constantly.
This has to be the oldest shoe I've ever seen. It's so old it's even lost its ability to stink. That's strange. There's paper in the bottom of the shoe.
Yes.
Oh, maybe the shoe has a hole and the paper is supposed to protect the wearer from getting wet feet. It's a sheet from a book. It's folded in the middle and printed on both sides. That equals 4 pages. It wasn't torn out. It looks more like the glue weakened and the sheet fell out. I'll just take it with me.
Oh, yeah.
It says
Shoe sheets.
there's one line of the element is separate to JK. It's a general cultural thing, not to do with Harry Potter, but there's a thing of like the cultural saturation of it where if you mention like there's kind of like a beforehand there was like a stereotypical view of a wizard, and then there's several different versions of it depending on the fiction. Now everyone is, before you have any specifics, everyone associates wizard with Harry Potter. Like I just think of the movie Shazam where it's got a wizard gives him his powers, and the wizard looks nothing like anything Harry Potter, but he still makes the reference of like, oh, just like Harry Potter. Like,
Yeah.
everyone is completely separate. It's just so saturated, and it's really creepy. It's the same thing with you say the word Thor, like people think of the Marvel character before the mythological thing, and it's just very weird. I think it's made me realize because like Penn Jillette complains about like because he made the movie Aristocrats, and he said people constantly confuse it with Aristocats, and he goes, it's a fake made up name. Like, it just shows how much branding goes through our culture that people think of the Disney movie whenever they hear the word, even though the Disney movie is a made up name and this is the name of an actual thing. Like, yeah. And it's like he would always be dismayed at that, and I've sort of realized the same with, I think, both the words Thor and wizard, how much they're tied to this like IP.
Yeah.
A beautiful golden ear trumpet. One of my predecessors must have laid it up there. A very tall predecessor.
Do you reckon that this sheet of paper has... Oh, what is this, actually? I thought maybe it would have the phone number on it, but I guess not.
A folded sheet from a book. A total of 4 pages were printed on it. I don't know what kind of book it is, but I should keep my eyes open for more pages.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do it like this. I'll give you some delicious pet food, and you give me my notebook back. Okay, buddy? All right, me first. Okay. Now give me my notebook, please. Hey, I thought we had a deal.
We're just gonna have to cast... Was it Abracadabra or whatever the killing curse is?
Yeah.
Let's just try one more food.
Okay, fine. One more time. I give you proper food, and you give me my... Ouch! Okay, fine. And now... You can't always just take the friendship, you know? I I've thought a few
I
times
would not
about
take
whether
that
I should
shit
try
from-
to fully transform Friedlin into a sheep or back into a rabbit.
Whatever it is, pig rabbit?
He
No.
seems to be quite happy the way
Sheep
he
rabbit?
is, and I'm afraid that I might accidentally transform him into an elephant or a skunk or a dog.
I always wondered what a skunk smells like. Like you always hear just people saying it smells awful, but that's not really a good descriptor.
I think it's only when they spray.
Yeah.
Well, my name smells bad. Smell bad normally.
Closest thing I ever smelt was the He-Man toy that was a skunk because they made the plastic stink, but I'm not sure if that's meant to
Oh, okay.
actually. Yeah.
No. I don't know what it smells like, but I imagine it's like a sewage smell. Just because it's produced by them, it's shot out of their ass, so
Friedlin.
doesn't necessarily have to be because they produce it in a gland, but I imagine it's got to be something like that.
He seems to be hungry more than anything.
What if I put the tasty pet food? No. What do we have? Yeah, so that's the bed. That's not the actual document that the magnifying glass is over.
Friedlin might prefer green grass or fresh carrots, but all I could find in the city was this pet food.
Do I remember stink blasters? No, I don't.
Sometimes my wand works perfectly and sometimes less so. I don't quite have the hang of it yet.
What could it be?
Well, buddy? What are you eating there? Hey, that's my notepad.
What is... Steve, give me your worst 3 smells. Because my number 1 smell might surprise you. Man, that could be a YouTube
Oh,
video
really?
thumbnail. Right there.
Yeah. Clickbait. Trying to think. There's the standard boring ones. Decomposition. Which I'm wondering, because that's probably the last thing. I'm wondering, I don't know how something would have gotten in the ceiling, but I think something died in the ceiling at one point, because I had a loose life fitting in one of the bathrooms. Both bathrooms. In one of the bathrooms, I got this horrible smell. And I started to worry that it was the water and that I might smell afterwards, but I didn't seem to. Suddenly realized the thing was coming from the gap because I covered up the hole with paper and sticky taped it, and the smell's mostly gone. I've been getting this with sandflies too, but yeah, that smell was horrible. I think it's decomposition. That sewage and
Sewage, you put as... Okay, interesting.
like I mean sewage in the sense of like you're in a like even just minor, like you're in a cubicle and the other person in the next cubicle is taking a shit, like that kind of. I mean sewage is in poo smell.
So just human waste.
Human waste, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
I said sewage is the generic term for human waste in general. But they're kind of the boring, obvious ones. I don't know if it's supposed to be stuff that's considered normal by other people, but I can't stand. I can't think of any of those.
Still need that
What would you
notepad.
have?
It has Master Marcus's number.
Yeah, mine would be... number 1 is funky laundry. Like if a laundry's been sitting out when it's wet too long and then it dries. That smell makes me nauseous. Like the idea of putting on a t-shirt that didn't dry properly, because you can't get rid of the smell. It's just around you. It's horrible.
Yeah.
That's literally my number
It
1.
can take several washes to get it out again too.
Number 2 is the smell of someone that does, like someone's breath that doesn't floss their teeth. It's just this sort of bloody, sort of ranky, gross smelling breath. I guess it's like gingivitis or whatever that might be.
Yeah, I think I've had that from working IT. There was a guy, I don't think he always had it because I didn't notice it the first couple times. I had to work at his computer and I put it down to coffee at the time, but it might be just halitosis as well. But
Halitosis, that's the
yeah,
one.
it was just, his breath fucking reeked. Was that a third one?
Lure Friedlin away from my notepad.
Third one,
There was a surprising one, wasn't there?
I guess laundry
That's
would
all
be
there
my
is.
surprising one because
Hey, Friedlin!
I don't know.
Look!
To me, it's probably more
All you
horrible
have to do
than
is hop over here and get
other
it.
people.
That might be because I don't like it, but it's not knockdown for me. It's just bad.
You little bastard.
Wow! My rabbit sheep has superpowers. But now the food is gone and Fridlin is still hungry.
There was this. Okay, so
No wonder I didn't do it right. It says space-saving instant dry food.
Oh no!
Soak in water
We
before
gotta
feeding.
feed him some water. Feed him some water. Pop that little shit.
yeah. I think I mentioned it. Or maybe I just told Matt this story. I can't remember. If I've mentioned it on here, I apologize. But it was there's a melatonin substitute, a herbal one. I use in air quotes, which was just like a like a vitamin pill. And for some reason, the smell of those just smelled like the inside of somebody's asshole. It's so disgusting. And I remember that Lisa bought them for me because I was having trouble sleeping. And when smelling it, it's like, whoa, I don't want to have these. And we joked with each other and sort of like, waved the bottle near each other. And I think Lisa did it, and one of the pills must have fallen out. I didn't notice it at the time. But like a week later, when sleeping, I could smell this rank smell. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm looking around, and this one pill had fallen out of the bottom and landed on the slats that go under the mattress. So it was right near my head, but I couldn't find it. It just, so that's my number 3. It was so bad.
So what's mine? Like, because I was going to say BO at one point as a third, but then it's often not that bad. But like, I give one case. There was a guy at work that had the most horrid BO, like a shocking amount, so that because it wasn't just like, oh yeah, someone smells you a bit and you're more embarrassed for them. It was unbearable, but it's also just being downwind from him.
Yeah. I'm gonna substitute my last answer for BO.
Promise. Sorry.
I'd forgotten about BO until you mentioned that.
Yeah. Because my initial thoughts of BO was just like, oh yeah, under the sometimes if you're sweating, or if you've been sweating, it smells a bit. But yeah, this one case, it was really horrible. Luckily, he worked on the other side of the building, but even then, you walk down to get a coffee, and if you're behind him or if you go in after he's been in there, you just have this horrible BO smell. Like thick BO smell. Yeah.
It's like, how do you have BO when it's like 8 o'clock in the morning? Like, that's fucked.
I think I heard someone was telling me because the guy was gay, and someone said there's a specific fetish some people have for strong BO, and he goes, I think that's it, is with people, so that it can be with people that have that fetish. Yeah.
Smash tournament.
And I couldn't understand that. Like, I can understand fetishes. I could understand that, okay, something to some people don't, like most people don't like, because BO, like, it's a smell of bacteria, basically. It's not even like a particular thing. But that amount that he had, it's like, I can't imagine, even if you had a fetish for it, I can't imagine you could even stand that.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm looking for that bloody, because you mentioned fetish, I'm looking for that stupid bloody image that you guys like.
There you go. It's means something, isn't it?
I don't know. I thought it was one of the global Twitch emotes. I guess it's not. Some sicko has that as their thing, I guess. Alright.
I know, yeah, I was typing it, but I can't do it. I'm not a sub.
Yes! We got our notepad.
It says, Master Marcus, only in emergencies. 64179.
Hell yeah.
This is definitely an emergency. I'm losing my students' respect before I even had it.
Alright, let's call the Magic 8 Ball.
Beep, boop, well, boop, boop, boop. 6417 and 9. Hopefully this will work this time.
Yes? Hello?
Master Marcus!
Wilbur, what is it?
The students are asking me questions.
You have to help me, Master Marcus. The students, they're always asking me questions.
Of course, you're their teacher.
but I don't know the answers. I've only been a teacher for a few days and I'm all alone. And the school is eerie and there's no textbooks and no one wants to learn anything and...
Wilbur, no one expects you to be the perfect teacher right away. Wake your students' enthusiasm for magic. That would be a good start.
Why do I have to teach here all alone? Why aren't there any other teachers?
Many mages died during the war. There are only a few of us left. And most of those who survived are now pursuing more lucrative activities. Alchemy, ghost hunting, children's birthday parties.
But training new mages is important. If the rest are just out for the gold, then who will take care of the next generation?
Being a teacher is an important and honorable task, Wilbur, even when others fail to appreciate that.
You said I should inspire my students, but how am I supposed to do that? I don't know anything about the history of magic.
Obviously not, otherwise you would know that you'll never attract anyone with that subject.
But it's in the curriculum.
Oh, bugger the curriculum. Do what you're good at. Cast spells. Fill them with wonder. Make them want to be able to do the same.
But I don't know how.
Wilbur, you conjured a sheep out of a hat, and you didn't know how to do that either. Go out there and knock them dead. Let the magic do the work.
Knock them
You may
dead.
not know what you're doing, but you're doing it.
Just do some magic.
Just do some magic.
Your brother called me a natural talent. I am really quite good at magic, right?
You did some incredible things during your training.
I just wish I could control the magic better. Sometimes it just bubbles out of me and other times, nothing.
I think that will come with time. And if not, you will have to rely on your ingenuity.
You trained me. Why aren't you teaching at the school with me?
Politics. My brother is the Archmage, and he's in the middle of an election campaign. If he were to give his own brother a job, well, his opponents would just love that. But I'm not angry. I did my part. I trained mages when no one else would. And I found the most talented gnome mage the world has ever seen.
Apparently there was a powerful gnome mage a long time ago. Did he kill any dragons?
According to legend, the last of the great dragons, Gremma, was defeated by a gnome.
That's the one I mean. What was that gnome's name?
No one knows. He arrived at a time of great need and
that's
saved
a
the
trick
people of
question.
Southlands by accomplishing the impossible. Then he disappeared without a trace.
Oh, time travel,
So I think
maybe.
there's, yeah, I was
But
going
one
to
of
say
my
there's going to some
students
time
asked
travel.
me for his name.
Then he probably wanted to lead you up the garden path. Some students want to find your weaknesses and see how far they can go. Don't take any guff.
Thanks for your help, Master Marcus. I'll get through the lesson one way or another, and now I'll get back in touch, okay?
Sorry, but no, Wilbur. You caught me packing. I'm off to spend 2 exciting weeks with a couple of friends.
What, you got on vacation? Well, now?
Maybe it's more than just a holiday. I sold the mage school, as you know. I want to start something new. Finally do what I really want to do. Role-playing games.
Role-playing
He
games?
wants to LARP as
Live
a mage.
role-playing games. They start in a few days. We leave the normal world of magic, monsters, and dungeons behind and immerse ourselves in a fantasy world.
Oh, that's
I
right.
play a removals contractor who is caught in a traffic jam with his truck and must therefore spend a night in a motel. Can you imagine what adventures could
That's
be
funny.
waiting there for me?
But I thought being a teacher was really important, and...
That it is. Have fun.
Master Marcus! Hello?
Yeah, because it's like the role playing game I said they were playing like one of the characters was like a level 3 corporate accountant.
Yeah, that rings a bell,
And
actually.
doing
It was a big
run-of-the-mill
machine,
stuff.
wasn't it? In the back
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's funny.
Come on, Wilbur. You can do it. You can inspire your students.
It's meant to be
You
Yeah,
have to jump on the
princess speech.
tables.
So what about the
What's that?
magic runes?
Oh, maybe.
No one knows the name of the gnome that defeated Gremma. Nice try. Feet off the desk, or I'll make it bite them off.
There's a little rat over here.
Oh yeah. Wait. Where?
Enough with history of magic. Let's cast some spells.
Next to the girl.
Fairy games doesn't sound bad, right?
Impossible!
Not bad, eh? Wow. That
Yeah.
is magic. And here you can learn how to control it. That's it for today. Tomorrow we'll do something else.
Oh, it's like the grandma from Spirited Away.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. She killed the
Oh,
rat.
sorry, honey. Get rid of that, will you? I need a word with Mr. Weathervane. Mr. Weathervane, nice to finally meet you in person.
Oh, it was the fairy. You shouldn't have shot my fairies.
You shouldn't have just shot my fairy.
Do not underestimate me, Mr. Weathervane. I am very well aware that those are not fairies. Cobolus Vergastus, flying kobolds. Don't tell me you conjured them up yourself.
Yes, I did. All 5 of them.
Amazing! Powerful magic is needed to manifest living creatures. That is why most necromancers only reanimate skeletons. Dead matter can be much more easily controlled, as of course you know. Or should know.
And you are?
How very precious. I rather thought it'd be wise to watch out for you, Mr. Weathervane.
Why watch out for me?
You only play the innocent little country yokel. I always knew that. Your patron, Archmage Alistair, will not win the election against me. Did you know that we're only 3 points behind you in the latest polls?
No, I wasn't aware of that. How may I help you?
Help me? One of the Archmage's top men wants to help me. You know how the game is played, don't you, Weathervane?
What game?
Things are heating up. The House of Cards is starting to collapse. I know it, and Alistair knows it too. We both lie low, waiting for the other to make a mistake. And he has made the first.
Oh, Tongs, by the way, I started transcribing. What was that song that you sent? 1 second. Punky Duck menu theme. Interesting. It's kind of a low-key banger. The only thing is, I don't know if you notice when listening to it, is I'm going to have to drop the E string to a C in order to play it. Which is pretty low. Pretty low.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
But you're pretending to be someone else. Just you wait till I'm leader of the Alliance. I know who my friends are and my enemies.
Am I a friend? I'd rather play solitaire. Or can I just watch?
Well said, Weathervane. This time, there can be no spectators. Everyone is either for us or against us. This time, it's about the future of this town and the entire country.
Steve, today I had a beer that I reckon is like the anti-Steve beer, the kryptonite of Steve's.
Well, beer in general is anti-Steve, but
Wow, just you
it's
wait.
it's the epitome of it.
What if I told you it was sour cherry beer?
Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ. No, it might actually make it better. It might be like 2 negatives mixed together. They just neutralize each other.
That's funny. It what it tasted like is, if you imagine, Australians will get this, maybe Americans won't, but bear with me. If you had a cherry Sunny Boy and you drank most of the, like you sucked out most of the flavor, so it was like,
I have to get that ice layer afterwards.
Yeah, 90% ice and kind of like watered down cordial taste of cherry.
I think I get it. Yeah.
Oh, hibiscus sounds good. I love hibiscus and elderflower and all that. Yummo. Especially love rose, like Turkish delight kind of flavors. Yum.
What mistake did the Archmage make?
He hired you.
Oof, brutal.
A gnome with a fake diploma issued by none other than the Archmage's brother Marcus.
I
yeah.
earned my diploma honestly. I have passed all 3 of the exams and...
Gnomes know nothing of magic. Everyone knows that. And you've never taught before.
But Archmage Alistair believes in me.
As the head mage, he appoints the professors. But I'm the merchant council leader and I assign the administrative posts. Headmaster Block will reveal your incompetence and the newspapers will report on the Archmage's dubious personnel policy before the election.
Oh, that's right, Artie Fine. You haven't had it before. It is very, very good. Best Turkish delight flavor. Yeah, it is. The what's the other one, Saiku? It's like a yellow, like it looks yellow, not pink. Is it almond? Maybe I'm not sure.
The new headmaster. Who is he?
Horatius Block. A good man. Very correct and very strict.
If he can help this school return to its former glory, I look forward to working with him.
Former glory? This old ruin, it was already run down back in my day. And wherever it was for the last 20 years, it definitely looks like they didn't have any cleaners.
My friend, Archmage Alistair, is better suited to bring the city and the country back into shape than anyone else.
Oh, you believe that? He is a great mage. Anyone who doubts that is mad. And he was a great leader during the war, most of the time. But what we need now is someone who understands the economy.
And that's you?
I am a rich and successful merchant. I have rich and successful friends. Who could be better suited to making others rich and successful?
Jesus.
Alistair would step down for you if he believed that.
You know what? I actually believe you're right. Strange, isn't it? How little he worries about defending his power.
So I guess it's all been said, hasn't it?
Indeed. You're on a sinking ship, Withervane, but I could still be convinced to throw you a life preserver.
I trust the Archmage.
Then, Mr. Withervane, you shall perish with him. Here, elect Sybil Van Buren. She knows how to get it done. Come along, honey, we're leaving.
There aren't any of these in my book of fairy tales,
Of
Mama.
course.
I know, honey. Who wants to look at something that ugly?
Can you turn him into a unicorn, or the Cheshire Cat, or the Frog Prince?
Maybe it was pistachio. Pistachio is great too. Pistachio always felt like an adult flavor of things. Like you wouldn't really see kids wanting a pistachio lolly or something like that.
I still
I don't know who that
I
guy
like
was.
pistachio
He was a
nuts.
right
I
pain
generally
in
don't
the
like
arse.
pistachio flavor.
However, he seemed to understand a great deal about magic. And if I managed to teach him some manners, he could be an excellent student. Generations of students have left their mark, especially in the form of little pictures and sayings carved into wood. Here's a particularly long one. For all drifters and troublemakers, condemned to write the same sentence on the board over and over again, no problem. Cast the automation spell on the piece of chalk and it does it all the work for you. Bartholomew. Hey, aye, that's cheating. Pretty clever though. The spell carved into wood down there, I'll just write it down.
Lovely. Yeah, you're right. It is yum these days. Steve, best ice cream flavor?
It'd have to be. I don't know if it counts as a flavor, but one of my favorites from like a particular brand is cookies and cream.
Okay.
Like it's not flavor in the sense of like the taste, but that's probably my favorite ice cream.
Yep.
What about yours?
Licorice. Absolutely love licorice ice cream.
I don't know if I've had that. I've probably had it once.
Mm-hmm.
Remember once I went.
Chantal forgot her book. Seems to be a book
I don't know
of fairy
why
tales.
there was some sort of fate or
One
something,
of the
but
tackier kinds.
they had like various ice cream flavors, and one of them was Red Bull flavor.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I've got to try that, and it was actually pretty nice. Like it does actually match ice cream in general, like that sweet but tangy thing.
Yep.
So I got that, and she goes, "Oh, you need a second scoop. What else do you want?" I was looking over, and I just picked without thinking of it. I just went, "I could do with some bubble gum."
Oh yeah.
Sort of that, and I just remember the comment from her. She just goes, "It's like the most adult and the most childish ice cream together."
I love bubblegum ice cream though. It's so yum.
Yeah.
I told Lisa the other day, Michael, when you said to me, well, you've ruined ice cream or you've ruined Ben and Jerry's for me. And I'm like, what? And it's because I introduced you to Peter Pippo. Like, that's a good kind of ruin, I'd say.
Was that the place we
My
went
dad used
to?
to read me fairy tales when I
Yep.
was a kid.
The
The
Italian ice
bloodthirstiest,
creamery.
most cruel, creepy, proper fairy tales.
Ben and Jerry's is still really good as an off the shelf, like because this is connoisseur made, homemade. Is it homemade? It was homemade, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just
Ben and
leave it
Jerry's is
there.
still good as the
Chantal can
top
take it
shelf,
tomorrow.
off the shelf thing.
This is the desk that Chantal, the daughter of the council leader, and little Timmy share. Hard to imagine two students being any more different. Chantal is only here because of its tradition in her family, and I don't think she really cares about magic or has any real talent for it. Timmy, though, well, he is eager to learn and was so excited the last few days. It's for students like him that we have to get this school back up and running.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Saku. Bubblegum flavored toothpaste is kind of a bit grody. I don't really like that too
Yeah.
much. But here, at least, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, the main flavors for like gum is mint, spearmint, or grape. The kind of pink, you can get the pink bubblegum, like what the ice cream's based on, but no one really gets that. I guess that's like Hubba Bubba pink, right? Those things.
Yeah, Hubba Bubba's the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
The standard Hubba Bubba flavor.
Because I don't think we really had gum balls, but that's very different. It didn't taste like that. And back in the day, you could get like cards with bubblegum in them, but still wasn't.
And that's probably close to the bubblegum flavor too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, but then I've never associated like. Initially, I did as a word thing, like associate bubblegum ice cream with. But at one stage, after I had enough bubblegum ice cream, once I just stopped associating them with actual bubblegum and just thought of it as a name because it doesn't really match.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain taste to it and it doesn't really match most bubblegums we have.
Tom's just got a Red Bull ad.
It's listening to me.
Boysenberry ice cream's good, yeah. I'll always get a boysenberry choc top before seeing a movie. That's like usually a go-to. But as far as other flavors, like at home, I like vanilla ice cream and getting like just peanut butter and putting it over the top, or Milo. Milo's a really good sprinkle for ice cream as well.
Yeah, that would be. Or I end up getting. I think I threw them out when I moved, but from COVID. But one stage I got from one of the supermarkets. It was basically Golden Gaytime crumbs.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I never
seeing
really
that.
used them on. Yeah, I never really used them on anything. But I think once I may have tried to put them on ice cream, but I kept having them just in case it's at one stage I'd go, and I just kept forgetting they were there. So whenever I'd had ice cream, I'd always forget to maybe try them. So yeah, they was kind of went to waste, but I thought it was a good idea.
Huckleberry ice cream. The only huckleberry I've ever heard of is Huckleberry Hound. That's about it. There's no way you could just go to the local supermarket and get huckleberries. No, not a chance in hell.
No.
Cake batter. Okay.
That sounds like what I imagine cake batter ice cream as being what like Ben and Jerry's tastes like if you took out all the other flavoring and just had the
Yeah.
base ice cream that they put stuff in.
Yeah, I guess I've heard of Huckleberry Finn, but Huckleberry Hound is my number one go-to.
Yeah, like I've heard of Huckleberry Finn, and but never, like it's never. I never seen a copy of it. It's just from American stuff I hear about Huckleberry Finn.
Exactly. What's in her flap?
A pencil case. A ruler. Nothing special.
Okay.
This is the desk that Chantal, the daughter of the council leader, and little Timmy share. Hard to imagine two students being any more different. Chantal is only here because of its tradition in her family, and I don't think she really cares about magic or has any real talent for it. Timmy, though, well, he
I've
is
already
eager.
heard this. I've never seen Tombstone. I really should.
I haven't seen it.
The brochures there.
I don't think the Archmage even has brochures.
That's a
like
full
these.
TV series,
No
isn't it?
posters or town
That's a
criers
movie.
or plays.
That's a movie.
Either he lacks the gold or he doesn't want to conduct
might be
his
thinking of
election
Deadwood.
campaign in this manner.
Yeah, I might get them mixed up.
Deadwood's really good too. If you ever want to see Nick Offerman's penis, then Deadwood's
The
your
last
show.
time a fire burned in this was before the school
Okay, then we
disappeared
definitely
20
got it.
years ago. And
See
even if
ya.
I could, I shouldn't start a fire in it anyway. The flue was
I do
broken.
like Val Kilmer,
The smoke
so I
would
probably
fill
should
the
watch
entire
it.
classroom.
Like, I wanted the Saints to be better. He's really good in
Mixing
it,
of
but it's a
potions
shit
is an
movie.
important part of magic.
I shouldn't
It's
say
a bit
shit.
like
It's just
cooking,
very dull.
except a
There's no
stew
real
doesn't
point to
kill
it.
you if you add the wrong ingredient. Or if it's stirred wrong.
It's third wrong. Are you asking about Nick Offerman, Michael? I don't know. Tongs has seen Deadwood. I'm sure of it. Grand detail. Is circumcised. That's for sure.
Can he bench press 10 kilos with it?
Don't know. He didn't really do that.
No? With a little luck, I can get through the day without causing an explosion.
But I guess that was before Nick Offerman was kind of like, it was well before Parks and Rec, so he was kind of just like a bit character.
Oh, most of the plants have dried up. No one looked after them. Only this plant must have found a water source somewhere. Perhaps one of the windows has a leak. Introduction to magic, sheep breeding and care, statistics. That seems to be some kind of timetable. Well, as long as I'm the only teacher, most of these subjects won't get taught. It gives you hope to know that something beautiful and peaceful has survived in this gloomy building.
Oh, did it just eat
Ah!
Yeah, you saw the same thing.
it? Yeah, done. Maybe we have to kill all 5 of the things. Because one's already dead from when the lady shot it.
Maybe it was always a carnivorous plant. But then again, perhaps it adapted to its new environment to survive. Don't worry, little plant. From now on, I'll take care of you. You won't have to go hungry anymore.
Exactly,
I didn't even get that
Psyche.
quote.
I remember.
Ugh, that's disgusting. Oh, that smells like rotten eggs. Or like Grandad whenever he's eating bean soup.
Ew.
I listened to a few weeks ago the Gilbert Gottfried, one of his podcasts, because they keep replaying old ones, and I really don't follow the channel anymore, but I think I was going back to watch something, and then there was one episode they had on celebrity breakdowns, but they're mostly old celebrities, like from generation above us, but one of them was with Orson Welles. It wasn't like a breakdown in the sense he was just getting impatient with these guys that were over directing him. But one of them picked him up on something. They go, "Oh, emphasize this word." It was like in July, and they said emphasize the word in, or something like that. And he goes, "I can't. No one says it like that." And he goes, "Just," and they're trying to convince him to do it. And his line is, "If you find someone who emphasizes in July, then I'll go down on you."
Oh,
It's like-
Jesus.
That's the funniest thing. I had that funny line, and then a few other things with him, like wasn't funny, but some of the quotes was like, at one stage he goes, because someone else starts talking and he goes, who are you? And he's saying who he is. He's just saying, like, just do what he says. He goes, you can't be directed by two people. That's just unheard of. Like, how can you possibly be directed by two people? You're just going to get conflicting things. It has to be one person. And then a bit further down the track, he goes, I directed actors in Shakespeare, and I would never direct someone like the way you guys do. And I like that little diss. And he has to remind people that he's directed people in Shakespeare with that diss.
I'm gonna hold my nose. That gas smells like, well, you know, gas.
Oh. We're gonna have to get a peg or something, maybe.
Luckily, that stinky cloud of gas is short-lived and quickly vanishes.
Okay, that's good to know.
When the school disappeared 20 years ago, obviously no one looked after the animals. Expected consequences, really.
That's sad.
I don't need the whole skeleton, but a sharp-pointed bone like this might just prove useful.
A lockpick?
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of.
Help me look for him, Jill.
It appears they wanted to replicate the fish's natural habitat as exactly as possible, including miniature treasure chests, just like the ones frequently found in the sea.
Anything good in there?
Hey, some old coins. Maybe one of my predecessors had a vicious fish guard his retirement fund.
Oh yeah. Ooh, money. Okay, what else do we have? Got the quill. Oh, it's the wand. It looks like a quill to me.
It didn't let me down this time, though. It worked even better than I expected. It was like it wanted to conjure. I could hardly keep it under control.
Nice. What was an apple?
Teachers are traditionally paid in apples. I got this one myself, because I didn't want to spend my first day without an apple.
Don't show Mike Minardi that, am I right?
I don't know that one.
So Mike Minardi's the guy that contracts for Giant Bomb, and he's deathly afraid of apples.
Oh, okay. Is it like a Kessler? Or is it just apples?
What do you mean?
I guess I had that thing of like not eating fruit altogether. Like it was a very weird, like how you were an adult without.
Oh right, I get you. He's just actually got a fear of it. Like actually deathly afraid. They've even said like you can't even joke about it with him. But as for other things, he has a baby palate as well.
Just like in primary school, do the kids pelting without apples or something, and there's a traumatic event associated with them?
I'm not too sure. But like I think Minardi doesn't like fruit in general, but one thing he did say that was kind of fucked. There's a really good episode of Voicemail Dump Truck where they had Chef Reacts on there, an actual chef guy, and Dan and Mike both sort of brought forth their case of who's the worst picky eater kind of thing.
Okay.
Mike said that one time lettuce touched his sandwich and he couldn't eat the sandwich. He had to throw it away. Which to me is insanity, because lettuce is the most nothing food.
Yeah, it's got a taste, but also is that because you wouldn't know if it had touched. So is that just like it's in someone's head that it's like, no, I'm not touching it? Similar to like, because there's two types of people who don't like mushrooms. One is they just legitimately don't like mushrooms. The other is they have in their head that it's a fungus, and if they don't know what mushrooms in something, they're fine with it. Otherwise, if they just know it, they just think it's a fungus and they hate it. I'm assuming that's the same with lettuce, where he would never know, but he's seen it and has a childlike reaction to it.
He didn't really go into detail, but he said that there was a bit of lettuce on his sandwich and he couldn't eat it. Like he had to throw it out because of it. And yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't. Yeah, because the lettuce itself is mostly tasteless, but also it doesn't leave a taste. It's not like beetroot or something or like capsicum or something like that leaves its taste on something.
Which is
That's
very
really weird.
interesting, Steve, because like I know capsicum is definitely something, or bell pepper for the Americans out there, is definitely something you don't like, but we experience that very different because I don't get that leaves its taste across everything. Like that doesn't happen to me, so it must be like a chemical reaction or something. I don't know.
Maybe, but also like if I like to me, if there was like a capsicum on like a sandwich, I could pick out as long as it's just like big pieces and not. I could pick out the capsicum and eat it. Like I wouldn't. The trace amounts I wouldn't taste, but I sort of half understand with some foods like that where they can affect what they've touched.
Anchovies for sure can do that. Like that's definitely something you can always taste the ghost of the anchovy from. But yeah. It's
probably not in a sandwich, but like to me, I thought of capsicum because like maybe like a pizza, where even when you pick it out, it's still there a bit. But that's because it's baked in, so it's completely saturated. A sandwich probably less so. But yeah, lettuce doesn't. But lettuce doesn't even have that effect at all. It doesn't leave. Like it doesn't have its own like liquid that it leaves behind.
It's great because lettuce is kind of more of a texture thing. You add it to, like, if you were to have lettuce in a sandwich, you've got that crunch, no real flavor from it, but then you're getting something green. It's kind of a win-win. Psycho, yeah, Dan's story of the mac and cheese with the sour cream kills me. And Michael's right as well, where he'll say that it's pretty good, and then he just doesn't touch it. Big celery out of Chinese food. Yeah, I love celery. I actually had some celery today, dipped in some hummus. Saiku. It was probably the freshest celery I've had in years. Oh, that's harsh.
Unusual. This device looks more like ordinary engineering than it does magic. Most magical devices have lots of golden parts, elaborate decorations, and bells and whistles, just the way the mages like them. This one could easily come from a gnome workshop.
The mayo, mayo's the thing I don't understand fully, just because I would have thought it's on everything. Like,
yeah,
I thought Americans used it much more than we did, but even us, like, it's on so much stuff.
Yeah, I find mayo is inoffensive too. Like, as long as you don't overdo it. You overdo anything and it tastes like shit, right?
Yeah, like raw mayo's not the nicest.
Yeah, you wouldn't eat raw mayo. You wouldn't get a spoon of mayonnaise and just eat it for But in a salad sandwich or something, or a burger, really good. Dipping fries into mayo is pretty good.
Oh, the one gross thing I have was... I don't know if you'll find this idea of this gross, but I was looking up, because I got the rice cooker, and I was looking up if I could do HSP, like, because you know you have HSP is usually with chips, but there's that type of HSP that's with rice.
Okay, gotcha, yep.
So I was thinking to myself, I could probably do that, but then it's like, I don't have, the rotisserie of meat is the bit I couldn't do. Wonder if I could substitute, and I just thought, look up recipes of like rice cooker HSP, and one of them was, so I was like, I think the conclusion I think there was two different approaches. The conclusion I came to was you just get a roast chicken and pull apart the chicken yourself. So it won't be quite the same but that'll do.
Yep.
But the first one I had was, because the sauces, it's like, okay, barbecue sauce is one of them, and then there's a garlic sauce.
Yep.
And this recipe said just substitute it with mayo. And it's like, fuck off.
For the garlic sauce?
For the garlic sauce.
Oh, the only
You just got barbecue sauce and mayo. Like chicken and rice.
They might be going for like an okonomiyaki or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, but even that's Japanese mayo.
Yeah, true. Japanese mayo.
And
is
it's
very different.
also that's not barbecue sauce. It's I forget what the Japanese term. The base ingredient is Worcestershire sauce though. But it's that kind of the black sauce isn't barbecue either.
Saucy sauce.
So they might be going for that. But the second one I found was little bit more reasonable. They had a quick and easy substitution, which is better than mayo, but not the best. But then they said you could just make it yourself. Or there's like Lebanese garlic mayo, Lebanese garlic sauce, I think it was, and just like 4 or 5 ingredients you mix together. So I've been thinking about trying that.
Tzatziki's really easy to make. You could make that very, very easy.
It might have been tzatziki.
Yeah.
Yeah, just substitute with that.
Just cucumber.
But they had a
yogurt,
more specific.
garlic.
Yeah. That might be a bit too zingy, but they had a proper, like, if you make it up. Yeah, that's the thing I could think with tzatziki. It might be a bit too tangy. But yeah, it's probably not the worst, but just the idea of using mayo as a substitution grossed me out a bit.
Yeah.
I suspect that some sort of strange magical creatures were kept in the cages. Students, for example. The little fellas look like they've got nothing but mischief in mind. I hope they don't get into too much trouble. Ooh, crazy drawings and symbols. That must be really high magic. Only the wisest mages can understand all that.
Oh, you reckon it's tentacle, like a Day of the Tentacle reference? I mean, it's a stretch, but maybe.
Oh, it looks like the Day of the Tentacle thing was possibly a Cthulhu reference because of the language is so old it can't be
This
understood.
book looks very
Usually
old and
Cthulhu.
important.
Maybe it's an anime
Half
reference?
the class had runny noses. Most
Is it like a little
were
drawing of a
recaptured.
schoolgirl?
This is the roll book where the teacher writes down any unusual events. Plus 5 points for defeating a troll, minus 50 for leaving your dorm at night. Maybe young Harry is right. That seems a little unbalanced. Whoa! School must have been more competitive back then.
That is unbalanced. Killing a troll for 5.
The book is too thick to read without looking for anything in particular.
Okay.
The book is...
We'll need to come back.
I wanted to ask the Archmage whether good teachers can expect any other form of payment than apples. But when he showed me the beautiful contract with the seal and all that, it just didn't seem to be the right time to talk about gold. The book is too...
Okay, apple's gone.
So,
Still got the fairies. We haven't been in here yet. Oh, hang on. Is that bedroom in the classroom?
yeah, is it through the window? The curtains there?
I think it might be.
It's another Harry Potter thing. Do you know
What does
the
it say?
connection
The outrage is
to
the
Troll,
corrupted student
the movie Troll 1?
A warning to those who do not want to accept the limits of
Okay,
magic.
so apparently Troll 1, I've never seen it. But apparently there's a young boy in the story. He's a wizard, and his name is Harry Potter. So, the creator of Troll 1, at one stage he was doing, I think, a GoFundMe or like one of those Kickstarter things to try to make a movie. Because he was the only person who could make... he was planning to make a movie, a sequel, and he was going to call it Harry Potter.
Yep.
Because he's the only one that could make it without getting into trouble. Because
he had already got it
he has the
down.
rights to the Harry Potter before any of the other stuff.
Wow.
And I wanted to touch it. But he's passed away now, so it will never happen. But that would have been fun.
Do we have a log of what we're meant to... Automation spell. Let's read that.
Why work when you can do magic? The automation spell. The spell worked excellently. Well, even if the fairies do look a bit strange. I think I've summoned enough of them for now, though.
Okay.
Master Marcus's number won't help me anymore. He's probably already on his way to his live role-playing game.
I was thinking the same thing, Venture.
I wonder if Friedlin still likes pet food. I should buy a new package and see. A folded sheet from a book. A total of 4 pages were printed on it. I don't know what kind of book it is, but I should keep my eyes open for more pages.
There's no real sort of quest log. I thought the original one did give you guidance on what you're doing. Guess we can leave the classroom. Oh, here we go.
Archmage! Remy!
If it isn't our newest professor. How was your first class, Wilbur?
Need to cast Reparo in this staircase.
Great! I conjured up a few kobolds and the students loved it.
Ah, well done. That's the right thing to do. You've already pretty much won the battle, Wilbur. Once they want to learn, they will.
What brings you to the school?
I wanted to pay Horatius Bloch, the new headmaster, a first visit and see how the school's doing.
That's very nice of you. But don't you have more important things to do?
Well, it's my old school. I once walked these halls as a child myself.
What the Archmage doesn't want to tell you is that something is wrong here. For a few days he has sensed the presence of something evil.
What do you mean you sense something evil?
Everything we do and think leaves a trace. You know how you sometimes shudder when you enter a place where great evil has been done? Dark magic leaves a particularly strong trace, like a bad smell.
And it smells like dark magic around here?
I first felt it a few days ago. First in the lower town, then in the upper town, and now here at the school.
Where did it come from? I mean, do you know who's responsible?
I don't. The trace dissipates. There is too much wild magic in the air here at the school.
We must keep our eyes open at all times. Good detective work will serve us better in this case than some hocus pocus.
So what's he like, the new headmaster?
He's no mage, that's for certain.
He is an agent of the council leader.
First and foremost, he is a reliable official with principles, Remy. The council leader of the merchants did appoint him, and he may advocate her policies. Yet I do not believe he will conspire against us. He is stern, but upright.
Did you see the way he looked at me? Like I was vermin. No, I tell you. The council leader has hired him for one reason and one reason only. He is supposed to make life difficult for our Wilbur here.
Am I being set up to fail so they can put the blame on you, Archmage?
Ah, if that's their plan, then they have already lost.
How's the campaign coming along? I hope we're winning.
We're still in the lead.
But our margin is shrinking. Van Buren's bigwig cronies are throwing tons of gold into her election campaign.
How are things in the town? Have things calmed down?
Not really. The barricades are getting higher and the camp is getting larger.
People are getting impatient, and who could blame them? The war is over, yet everyone is doing worse and worse.
But you're doing your best, Archmage.
It takes time, Wilbur. The deeper the wounds, the longer they need to heal. And nothing causes deeper wounds than war.
We must deliver results. Most still trust Alistair, but the mood could swing. Then we would not only lose the election, we would have a riot on our hands.
The council chairman was here. She picked up her daughter from my class.
Ah, terrible person.
She has great influence, and she has friends in high places.
She could also use her influence to do good, too. So why is she trying to bring you down?
She believes that that would be a good thing, Wilbur. Almost no one wants to do evil. There are just very different views on what is evil and what is good.
I think I'll go see the headmaster. Goodbye, Archmage. Bye, Remy.
Goodbye, Wilbur. Don't let them intimidate you.
I'll do my best, and I won't give up.
I know.
You go on ahead. I'll be along in a minute. I want to talk to you in private, Wilbur.
Oh.
There are problems.
That bit about dark magic all over the city does not sound good.
It's not just that. I think the Archmage's life is in danger.
What?
There was an attack, or there may have been one. Alistair insists it was a coincidence, but how often do heavy gargoyles just break off the mage tower when he is standing below them? I have assigned as many rats as I can spare to guard him, but you must also keep your eyes open, Wilbur.
Me?
Not only is something
He's gonna get killed and we're gonna get blamed.
In the school, too. We need information. We need to find out who is behind all this.
I hear Alistair's finally appointed you head of the Secret Service. From King of Thieves to High Public Office, eh?
Absolutely. Made quite a stir. It is the first time a rat has ever officially held an official government position. More than a few are of the opinion that with so many humans out of work, rats should not receive any jobs at all.
But nobody knows the city like you rats do. You really helped me out during my last adventure. You brought me potion ingredients and my fantastic magic wand.
And you saved Timmy and my entire clan from starvation. We'll never forget that, Wilbur Weathervane.
Timmy was a great help during my first lesson this morning.
Yes, he has done well. He absolutely wants to be a mage, just like his role model.
Just like the Archmage.
No, just like the hero of the Black Tower. For Timmy and many others, you are one of the heroes who ended the war.
Oh, me? Then it's best I talk to the headmaster and ask him what I should do for him.
Whatever it is, just do it and act inconspicuous. But keep your eyes open for anything unusual while you do so. Well, things that look unusual even in an enchanted mage school.
Got it.
Why don't we meet down at the inn after work? Then we can exchange news.
Oh, I just hope Headmaster Block doesn't keep me busy all night.
Oh, you'll be fine. You defeated the Shadow Army, never forget that.
So the rat earlier I mentioned was actually a student.
Yeah, just... back then I wasn't alone.
Right, okay. Alright, I just need a bio break. Steve, do you want to vamp or do you want me to put us into BRB?
I can try to vamp.
Alright. Alright, we're back in a moment.
Yeah, I think I was gonna ask. I've been playing a game called Observation on stream, which is kind of really... I completely forgot what the premise was, because the cover makes it look like a game that me and Bolt played ages ago, like separately. I think Bolt told me about it. But yeah, that's one where there's a space station gets damaged and it's a person, there's a whole crew, but there's centers around one person, sort of trying to get everything together and surviving, and you're the AI that she's using. So you're sort of switching to different cameras and hacking things to like open up hatches and stuff so she can get through, but then she can put out fires that you can't, and it's kind of like a clever, unique concept. Oh yeah, Fatongal, have you played it? Because I think you said it was about halfway through, and I think there's a few other things you have hints from. Is that just watching it, or have you played it before? Yeah, otherwise I tried a few demos and I did a stream of something where it was like started the game without knowing what it is, because it's like a bunch of mini games and puzzle based mini games, and went out of my depth really rapidly because it was based around connecting semiconductors together to make transistors and solving electronics problems. And I'd like to think I know a bit about electronics, but I've only had I had to go back into very, very ancient brain cells to remember how transistors work or what they are. And even then, I didn't know how they work in terms of the semiconductors inside them, so I was completely lost. But even when I figured that out, it was hard to... The way you connected things together wasn't intuitive, so it took me ages to figure out what you're supposed to do with that. But yeah, that made me feel like I know someone in chat that knew the game and the electrical concepts, and it made me feel like a dunce trying to work it all out slowly and ploddingly. But yeah, that was the Zachtronics game, the Last Call BBS, which has a whole bunch of small mini games, and one of them I really like. It's a puzzle game called Dungeons and Diagrams. It's actually initially it's like seemed like the one that I wouldn't like, but I actually think it's pretty cool.
Alrighty. I heard that you were playing... Was it Observer? Was it the name of the game that you were playing?
Observation.
Observation,
yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, that was a great game.
It reminded me of... Like, the cover reminded me of... was it called the Turing Test?
Yes,
One I think you
Turing
said
test.
to play.
Yeah, that's really good too. Yep.
I don't want to say too much or why it's very similar, but because there's a twist. It's one with it's like a puzzle game, I think it was, but there's that twist at the end.
Yes. Yeah. That's oh man, they're good. They're good stream games.
Yeah. So I was thinking that. I was thinking, wonder. I don't know if it's worth it because we both played it, so I don't know if we should do it on midweek one click, but Untold Stories might be enough times to have played that.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's a point and click game though.
Yeah, it's like adventure. So to me, like it might work as just a generic adventure game thing, and yeah.
The school's not in the best condition. The worst of the rubbish has been disposed of, but it will still take weeks before everything is clean and tidy.
Tidy's such a
After-
Welsh word.
Yeah, because after the intro observation, I wondered if I should stop it because that might have been, even though it's not point and click, I thought it might have been in that category with like similar to like Simulacrum, where it's not strictly point and click, but it's still that type. But at one stage you go into like 3D, like first person mode, and it's like, okay, that sort of breaks the genre a little bit.
So you were streaming that earlier today?
Yeah, did a second run of it.
Oh sweet.
So second of 2 streams of it.
You usually do those late night where I can't catch it, right? It's like 11 o'clock streams or something.
Yeah, not always, but I think the last one was just because it was like the time I ate something, I rested. Yeah, it's just I felt like doing a quick stream before bed.
Yeah, maybe I'll check the VODs because yeah, I'd love to see that game again.
Wow, this isn't dust and dirt. It's like the funk of 40,000 years. It's rock art. As if thousands of feet have trampled it into the floor. Even though no one's been here for 20 years. At least as far as I know. The school's not in the best condition. The worst of the rubbish has been disposed.
Okay.
What's this?
Benza.
Another book page. Or more precisely, another folded sheet of paper upon which 4 pages have been printed.
Hell yeah.
When I look at the page numbers on the first sheet and on this sheet, it seems there are at least 5 sheets missing.
And there's a observation 2. I reached a point. We'll probably stream like a third leg of it at one point. You might be able to catch, but there's a twist that's recently happened, and it reminds me of a movie that you showed me, and it was me and Matt, and maybe someone else. Maybe Robbie was there too. I don't know, but I always don't want to say the movie because the people who know the plot twist in Observer would then know plot twist in this. But the sci-fi movie where the actors are ad-libbing their lines.
I see what you're saying. Yep. What a great movie that is.
Yeah.
When I first arrived at the school a few days ago, I got a real fright when I first saw it. I mean, I knew about armor from books, but if you imagine that there's a real person inside, and has been for decades, ew. That's silly. Whoever's in the armor would have died a long time ago. Unless it's a ghost.
What's that?
Maybe the tapestry shows who the knights served. I don't know much about these things, unfortunately. We didn't have knights in the White Ridge Mountains. Probably they sank in the snow. The tapestry's in a miserable condition, like everything here. The colours are faded and... Hey, there's even a loose thread.
Well,
the tapestry seems to be magic. At first the thread was very short, but now it's at least 4 paces long. I'll rip it off and take it with me. You can never have enough magic thread.
nice. That would have been really easy to miss, that one.
I must have done something, had something in there to stop you progressing if you didn't get it though.
A lever. No idea what it does.
Pull it.
Is it the Frankenstein? No, if he's going to pull it, it's not the Frankenstein one.
Okay, window. Oh, we let our little mate go. Oh no, there he is. What's the other one do?
A lever. No idea what it does.
Okay. That's fine.
I was thinking it was going to be like, well, they couldn't have it destroy the building,
Carried
but
loads of rubbish out of the school. I guess we must have overseen those. I'll take them with me. Done is done.
an original Frankenstein movie, because Frankenstein is building his monster in a castle, like he's using castle as his laboratory. And one stage, like, so to the end of it, there's got the villagers with pitchforks and torches assaulting the place. And as Frankenstein's getting away, I forget what happens to the monster, but Frankenstein has to get away, and he pulls this lever, and it causes the castle to collapse, the entire castle, just randomly there. And Gilbert Gottfried always had a bit about, like, when he's constructing the castle, he's like, all right, now I want the toilet there, bedroom there, and here in the hallway, I want a big switch that you pull down, like a lever that you pull down, that destroys the whole castle. And the person goes, wait, do you want like a box around that, or do you want it somewhere more obscure? Where he goes, no, I want it right where people are going to walk past, possibly bump into it. I just want it right in the middle of the hallway. He goes, do you want like a box around it or some sort of safety to make sure? He goes, no, I want it just in the open, as if like someone could put their coat up on it and accidentally trip it, and I want that switch there that destroys the whole castle. It's like,
the school looked terrible when it reappeared. It took days before we could move freely on the ground floor. Don't even want to think about upstairs.
Oh, I hope that's not a timing puzzle, so when the thing flies through, we have to pull it.
maybe. It can't be. They've never done this, something like that before.
Nah, the school's not in the best condition, but at least there's a public mage school in Seastone again.
What's that?
And now we will gradually reclaim the building, and I will help train a new generation of mages. We will tidy the classrooms, we will tidy the halls, we will tidy the stairwells. We will never surrender. When you summon creatures, I've read that you don't really create them, you just call them from somewhere else. I don't know where the kobolds came from, but they don't give me the impression they want to go back there soon. That kobold seems pretty adventurous. He was the first to slip out of the classroom, and now he's just buzzing around. No idea how to reach him up there.
Yeah,
well,
I thought that was going to be
he's very far away, he just never stops flying around.
The Churchill?
That kobold seems pretty adventurous. He was the first...
What?
If I was
at
as good as a troll, I could maybe reach it. If...
The speech before, I think, was referencing a Churchill speech.
Oh. Staff room.
I'm pretty sure it's Churchill, even though I get the World War II leaders mixed up all the time.
It's just weird that I'm gonna. The timing would be real strange, I reckon.
Yeah, there's like a huge delay. And there's got to be some reason.
Go to the staff room for now.
The start of this piece of music, because it's been on a few times, is like the start of Ride of Valkyries.
Oh,
Headmaster Block.
Professor Weathervane. There you are at last. I have some tasks for you.
Okay.
I look forward to us working together.
I'll be frank, Professor Weathervane. You have a mage diploma, but have not completed the tests required in order to work as a teacher. Attested credentials, a written application, nothing. You are only here on the Archmage's recommendation.
That's right. But there's currently a shortage of mages, and everyone must do their best.
Do their best is well and good, but it does not replace the formal and mandatory training for teachers of higher...
Mandatory.
But the Archmage Alistair trusts me to teach here at the school.
Well, yes. Mages have a well-known penchant for chaos. I'm still trying to get an overview. The records management in this school defies description. Council Leader Van Buren wants to reorganize this educational institution and finally bring structure into the place, and she has my full support. Correct management of the teaching records must once again become the teaching staff's primary task. That is the only possible way to institute efficient control of learning and teaching methods.
I may have no formal training as a teacher, but I managed to thrill my students in the very first hour. I performed a spell, and you could really see the way they caught fire. Not literally, of course. It wasn't a fire spell or anything of that sort.
You performed a spell?
Yes. And now they want to learn to do the same. They want to learn.
According to my records, history of magic was on the syllabus.
Yes, but...
Professor Weathervane, crucial to our success in teaching is that we provide students with a stable, reliable framework and adhere to the curriculum exactly.
Yes, but the students...
Had you enjoyed proper training, you would have known that. I will note this failure in your file, and in the future you will stick to the curriculum, dear colleague.
You mentioned tasks earlier, Headmaster?
Yes, you have 2 tasks. As you know, the Archmage is coming early tomorrow to officially inaugurate the school. Important political and business personages will be attending, and as you can assumedly see, the school is not in a presentable condition. Council Leader Van Buren has hired a caretaker, but he cannot do the work alone. Your tasks are to help him clean the floor in the entrance hall and remove the cobwebs by tomorrow.
You want me to sweep the hall and get rid of the cobwebs? Is that really my job as a teacher?
Yes, indeed. A school is a team endeavor, so that means you have to do what I tell you.
If you told me to get rid of the flying kobolds, that I would have understood.
What did you say? Flying kobolds?
Oh.
If there are flying kobolds infesting the place, they must be got rid of too. See to it, Weathervane. Floor, cobwebs, flying kobolds, fix them.
And apart from cleaning, what else is there to do?
The inventory has revealed that a number of items of school property have gone missing. Among other things, the school library.
The whole library has gone missing?
That is correct. I asked the Archmage about the matter, and he confirmed to me that the room was there before. He does not know where it is now. He said something about its being in hiding, perhaps, or away traveling. I think it's unseemly. I want that room. We are a school, and we need a library.
Agreed. But where should I start looking?
That I cannot tell you. You are the mage.
You support the council leader in the election, right?
Indeed I do. We need to build up an extensive bureaucracy and boost the economy as quickly as possible. To me, the council leader appears to be a more logical choice than a mage. But do not worry, Weathervane. I don't blame you for your political naivete. As a school headmaster, I am neutral and always act according to school rules. And of course, political influence in schools is prohibited.
Tell that to Council Leader Van Buren.
Was that a save?
What's that?
Oh, it's one of the campaign brochures the council leader put in my classroom.
I'll take care of it.
You ask a lot. I don't know if I can get all this done by tomorrow morning.
By tomorrow morning? You have until 72 o'clock.
What?
72 o'clock?
I have developed my own efficient metric system
it's like that
of measuring time.
Swatch internet time.
A day has 100 hours, consisting of 100 minutes, with 100 seconds each.
Yeah, metric system applied to time.
So, I don't even have until tomorrow morning.
For a properly qualified teacher, even the impossible poses no problem. Or should I note in your file that you do not feel up to the tasks assigned you?
No, I'll do it.
Very good. And then you can call it a day and prepare tomorrow's lessons.
One thing's clear. Headmaster Block wants me to fail, but I won't disappoint the Archmage.
Yeah.
And secondly, I like this school. And a school library would be great for the students. And third, the work the headmaster has given me is the perfect opportunity to keep my eyes open for Remy.
Okay. Oh, we don't know what we're looking for.
Allardyce, Albert. He seems to be an excellent student. There are many entries about improper interjections and questions. Oh, what's this?
Hang on. Are we... Hang on. Let's keep clicking that. I keep thinking it's the logbook.
A firemaker is an amazing piece of engineering. You fill it with flammable gas, which is then ignited using complicated technology.
Where did we get that from? I don't know.
Oh, a display case documenting the achievements of pupils of the school. Some sports trophies, pictures of slain dragons, pupils in front of smouldering pots. Pride of Place seems to go to a trophy won in a broom ball tournament. Broom ball originally went by a different name. It was played on broomsticks using 6 winged balls.
Huh.
But there were legal complications. That's why today resembles nothing more than soccer, except that each player has a broom strapped to their back. The display case can't be opened like that. It's locked.
But we potentially have... Oh, I thought that was going to be a lockpick for sure. Guess not. Okay.
A nice pair of bellows. They really get a fire going. When my family wanted to forge something at home, I was in charge of the bellows. You are the most important gnome in this matter, they often used to say to me.
Maybe we build a fire with all of our shit. Nice.
It says Fireplace Travel Network Map. It shows a lot of fat black dots connected by lines. Above each of the dots is a name: Seastone, Mage Tower, Entrance Hall, Coaching Inn, Fox's Den, and many more. 3 animal symbols are located beneath each of the dots. I've heard about this. Wizards use a powder to travel through the fire in one fireplace to the fire in another. Of course, this doesn't just work with any fireplace. It must be on the Fireplace Travel Network, and this plan shows which fireplaces are connected to which. One of the dots is circled in black ink. Seastone, Mage School,
Exactly,
Staff
Saki.
Room, that's this fireplace.
Yeah, that's
Few
another
lines
reference.
lead away from the... Oh, there seems to be 2 other fireplaces here in the building itself. Seastone, Mage School, Astronomicon, and, hey, Seastone, Mage School, Library. If this fireplace is connected to the library fireplace, I might be able to use it to get in there.
Beauty.
The fireplace here in the staff room is connected to the fireplace in the missing library. The library is represented by the symbols owl, worm, and rat. I need fire, fireplace travel powder, and a little luck. This could be my way into the library. The fireplace here in the staff room is I need fire.
Alrighty. Okay. So this weird clock.
This must be the best clock in the world. Most only have 2 or 3 hands. This one has at least 10. I don't really know what the clock wants to tell me, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't just show the time. There's so much to discover. I wish I could stay here forever.
Like the millennial clock in Prague.
I haven't seen that.
Together with some fireplace travel powder, this fireplace could be my ticket to the library.
I know what you're talking about, Steve. Your Flight of the Valkyries, the start of this song. Yep. I just
You heard it?
Just heard
Yeah, I
it.
heard. 'Cause I was going to mention it again because, like, can we
I
not
hope
hear it?
that
Because
is
I've
not
heard it like
school
5 or
property
6
that you
times
intend
since
to
then.
burn there, Professor Weathervane?
They're just a few old boards.
From the school here?
Yes, but you should have thrown them away.
You should have thrown them away, but you didn't do so.
I thought to myself, why throw away the boards and waste expensive firewood? Why unnecessarily burden school finances?
Good thinking, Professor Weathervane. Carry on.
Wowzers! Even outside the classroom, this job is more complicated than I first thought.
Okay, let's see, what else do we have? What else could be used? I mean, we could...
That won't help with no fire burning.
We don't have any...
You have the powder?
No. Got nothing yet.
Oh, how pretty! A swan folded from a piece of paper. This is origami, an ancient elf art form.
Oh, yeah.
The dwarven word for this art form means something like pointy ears build dust catchers out of paper because they can't deal with stone.
Maybe we can burn that.
Hey, this isn't just some sheet of paper, it's...
Oh, is it one of the books?
Sorry, Swan. It is! Another book page.
Yeah.
I'll take it with me.
Alright, what's that book page? Ah. No. Whoa. We'll save it. There it is.
Yeah, it is.
A fire maker is an amazing piece of engineering.
Fire maker.
You fill it with flammable gas, which is then ignited using complicated technology.
Alright. Sharp fish bone. Formation spell. Use this. It's kindling as well.
I don't need the empty carton anymore.
Beauty. Alright, so at least we've got the fire sorted. I think we're going to have to actually build a fire contraption. Oi, who's this guy? Oh, cobwebs?
Is he there the whole time? Or did you walk out of the room? Oh, this is, yeah, okay, so he's just appeared there.
Those are the cobwebs the headmaster wants me to get rid of. Not only are there a lot of them, they're much too high for me.
Oh,
jeez.
Stuck at the end of a mop.
The new caretaker troll.
Oh, yeah. Hello, trolley.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, no. Alrighty,
I'm
fine.
Wilbur Weathervane. Professor Wilbur Weathervane. I teach, so I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. If you were to talk to me, we could work together to accomplish much
Wait,
more.
how can we send in an echo chamber suddenly?
Yeah.
Come on. I demand that you talk to me.
That was weird.
Oh, great. Someone else to make demands around here.
You just have to go back and record one more line, and if they didn't have a sound booth.
What does it look like?
It looks like you're cleaning the hall. Well, now and then. A little.
Yep, it's my job. I'm a janitor. What of it?
Headmaster Block has ordered you and I to clean the hall and free it of cobwebs.
Already on it?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be progressing.
Oh, you could of course do it better.
Not that, only maybe you could use some help. Do you have any other cleaning supplies? A broom, dustpan?
Sure, got it all. But I ain't giving you none. Get your own.
Ah, brutal.
What's your problem? I'm offering you help and saving you a lot of work.
Oh, boo-hoo, cry me a river.
Look, you were told to clean the entrance hall, I was told to clean the entrance hall. If we work together, it will be faster for both of us. Don't you get it?
Sure, Professor Brain should know. The rest of us are idiots.
He's that type of
I never said that,
person.
but it is a fact.
Don't know about anything, but wanna play the big man here, huh?
It is quite obvious, that.
No one else is allowed an opinion. We had that here before, you know. Rotten fascist.
I don't want to fight with you.
Your parents are siblings. Yeah, all three of them.
You been a caretaker for long? What exactly are your duties?
I run the place.
Oh.
Nothing here works without me. Just no one notices, that's all.
I see. But don't the teachers and the school administration, etc., have a small share in the success of the school, right?
What success? You've had a look round this
that did
dump.
remind me of anything.
Disgusting. All dirty and run down.
Welcome in, Rasputin. How you doing?
Not general boomers, but I've heard that multiple times of like someone going, "Oh, these young people with their diplomas came in and they don't know nothing."
Yes, it's quite dirty here, in fact. But isn't it your job to do something about it?
What do you think I'm doing?
Could take a while until you're done cleaning up the mess, right?
Yeah, if you say so, Mr. Know-it-all.
I bet Council Leader Van Buren got you the job here.
Course, she wanted the best.
Oh, great. I think she'd be perfectly happy if no progress was ever made here at the school.
Know what your problem is? You're a windbag. Bert thinks so too.
Who's Bert?
Oh,
Buddy of mine. He thinks you're a windbag
is he?
But
Is he the
I
guy
know Bert.
in the
Even
trapdoor?
we just met.
That's Bert.
So you're saying I'm lying?
Oh, but
That's exactly what Bert, me, and the others hate about you.
There is no Bert.
You really live in your own little world, you windbag.
Come on, seriously. I could really use your help. Please.
Can't cope with your life, huh? And now you want me to fix it for you, just like always.
You've never helped me. We don't even know each other.
Oh, the fine gentleman considers himself something better now, and suddenly doesn't know us anymore.
I'm slowly beginning to believe you actually find it funny to wind me up.
Everyone hates me because I'm so cool.
I'm sure they don't.
Yes, they do. People say that I'm arrogant. But how should they know? I wouldn't give them time of day. And you know what beats everything?
No?
A hammer! Ha ha! Idiot.
it's like the most relatable character in the whole game, in any game.
I'm keeping an eye open for a friend. So please let me know if anything unusual happens in the school. Well, you know, if for example someone's wandering around the school who has no business here, or if things disappear, or, you know, things like that.
There was a penny stuck in the door.
You what?
You what?
There was a penny stuck in the door. Wouldn't open.
Ah, that's probably not important.
Did you put the penny in there?
Me? No.
If I find a coin
Hang
in
on.
there, I'm
Is that a Scrubs reference?
It was nice talking to you.
Yes, it
I
was.
really don't understand why so many people don't want to talk to trolls.
arseholes, the lot of them. They don't want us to speak our minds.
And I think that's wrong. That's why I let you.
Yeah, but then you run down everything I say. Who made you sheriff here? This school is going downhill and has been for a long time. Ever since you and a few others came here, there's been nothing but stress.
Hang on a minute. Isn't this your first day?
Didn't used to be that way. But now everything has to be politically correct, or you get silenced immediately.
Yeah, well, goodbye.
Yeah, you're right. That was a Scrubs reference. That's a deep cut. That was like the first episode that happened, and then later on they brought it back for like the last episode.
I think I've only seen the early stuff of it, but I remember, on the pilot episode, that's because that's the whole thing that sets up the antagonism of him and the janitor.
And if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I think in the end, the janitor was the one that put the penny there anyway, because he wanted to actually have a conversation with JD and like talk to him.
Oh.
All right. Let us see. go look at the front door.
The door to the magic school actually consists of several doors. One for the large creatures such as trolls, one for humans and elves and the like. And then there's one for gnomes and dwarves, and one for even smaller beings. That is supposed to symbolize that everyone is welcome in the school. But in reality, graduate mages are almost exclusively human. I'm the first non-human to graduate in many years. Guess that's why my door hinges squeak.
Associated with that, with the Scrubs thing, with you never watched the movie Election, did you?
No.
I think I was tempted to put it forward as like a gem.
Completed the 3 tasks and informed the headmaster.
Let's just be worried about it. But there's a bit at the start where what's his name, the actor, Matthew Broderick, he's doing something. He drops like a half a shake or something, and it splats on the ground, and he has to go somewhere. So he's like, oh shit, and but he doesn't have time to clean up, and the janitor's there, and he goes, so he just walks out, but he does like a shrug of the shoulders, sorry, as he walks out, and the janitor just shakes his head slowly at him, and the janitor doesn't come up the whole movie until the end, when it probably doesn't matter to say the plot, but a whole bunch of things happen, and it puts him in a certain mindset, and at one stage he's counting up these votes for this election, school election, and this horrible person has won by 1 vote, and he's counting them up to double check because the students counted them, and she wins by 1 vote, so he gets 2 of her votes and drops them in the bin, and then goes, oh, you miscounted, she actually lost by 1. And they go, how'd that happen? There's no way, we count them properly. And they recount them, it's still 1 loss, and they're confused and a little bit suspicious. And he comes in, more bad shit happens, but he comes in the next day, and
I could pull the thread.
he's there. He gets called in the principal's office, and the principal office is there with the 2 kids, with the girl that would have lost. And everyone's just looking at him disappointingly and angrily.
Mum showed me while
It's panning over.
in Sydney how to weld.
It's panning over face by face, and then it pans over to the janitor looking at him angrily. And it flashes back to the thing. So this janitor held a grudge. It's not the constant thing like Scrubs, but this janitor held a grudge the whole time, and then saw that in the bin and stopped him in.
Gotcha. Needle and thread. We can repair something. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, let's go to this. Maybe this machine can help us make fire? The apparatus. Which one was the fire making one? No. Notice the kobolds are back though.
Back or gone?
Fucking Deej, how you doing? Welcome in. You at work? We're gonna splat it?
Oh, that one.
Oi, stop that. He kissed a picture of the princess.
Oh, we took it.
Probably better if I put the book in a safe place.
Okay. Interesting, we took the book this time.
Was kissing a picture of the princess?
Was crazy about the book of fairy tales. Well, rather, the picture of the princess is in it. That's just not right.
Unless, what if we put the book in the cage? Because it did mention things that can be in... Oh, man, I keep clicking. I wish that was a different icon.
Oh, it looks like the inventory.
Yeah. Or it looks like like a logbook. Okay, nothing here. We need to capture... We need some sort of flask to capture the... unless... Let's see if this works.
I shouldn't do that too often. The room could fill up with gas. 1 spark, and we'd have the same result as the devastating spring explosion in Gnome Hole. That was the time that Grandad lived on nothing but beans for 2 weeks, while we were visiting relatives in Gnomegan.
How do we capture that? We need some sort of vessel. Okay, that's done. Just made breakfast sandwich. Going on an adventure with a friend to Japanese food market to a sushi bar attached. Hell yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm doing well,
Yeah.
Deej. Doing real well. What's this? Oven.
Little ash, but also some unburned waste. Here's a sheet of paper.
Sweet.
Another book page. I'll take it with me. Looks like someone wanted to start a fire and burn the book pages. Lucky for me, they failed.
Alright, what's brochures? Maybe we can use them as kindling.
I don't know exactly why the council leader left the brochures lying here. It was agreed that children can't vote. First, they wanted to base eligibility to vote on size, which of course led to resistance among us gnomes and the dwarves. And then they said weight should be decisive. The more you weigh, the more weighty your vote. But then the trolls and ogres would have been overrepresented. In the end, they agreed on a minimum age. However, there are still arguments because rats, undead children, and other minorities can never vote. This is the desk that Chantal, the daughter of the council leader, and little Timmy share. Hard to imagine two students being any more different. Chantal is only here because of its tradition in her family, and I don't think she really cares about magic. Timmy, though,
Oh,
well,
yeah, we've already heard that. Okay, we've got the kobold, we've got... Oh, a package. That wasn't there before. Clean thoughts, Steve.
what's this?
Huh,
A
let me
gift?
write it.
For Wilbur A.
Oops.
Wow! That's... What is it?
What is this?
I'm a magic slate.
Oh.
Was it
A talking
magical version of Siri?
Maybe.
I can speak, write, draw, calculate, sing, write poetry, and vibrate. And answer almost any question.
Wow! You look like you're pretty expensive.
Thank you.
And you're a gift. You're mine now.
The gift wrap and greeting card seem to indicate that this is the case.
But who is A?
Insufficient parameters.
Maybe Alistair, the Archmage.
Mordred, Vivian, Leslie, Alistair, Archmage of Seastone.
He probably thought I might need some help. How nice of him. Vivian.
That's interesting. Maybe we can actually look him up. Because it mentioned his first name being Mordred. Maybe we can go look up Mordred in that filing cabinet.
Can you be used to play games which appear to be free at first glance, but in the long term empty your pocket and leave you destitute?
No. I am a tool and was not designed for unproductive activities, such as games.
Too bad. I bet
Actually-
you're really useful.
Insufficient parameters.
So let me get this straight. I can write on you, and paint,
Exactly.
and... Do you know any spells?
No.
Can you give me any tips on how I can do my tasks?
Unless it's about recipes. Probably not.
I like you anyway. Okay, yeah, over and out.
Even though I'd usually not play those horrible mobile games, something about being locked down in COVID, I actually went through quite a few of them. But I never gave them money. I would play them long enough that it was starting to suck the enjoyment out unless I paid, and I'd just stop playing them at that point. But
Oh, yeah.
it's weird that I'd never played them since, wouldn't play them beforehand, but something about being locked up in COVID, there was one thing I could do and just play something where you just go into it occasionally to do whatever update you need to do.
Yeah.
If I need fire, maybe the old fire maker could help. Nothing. Either it's broken or missing fuel, or I'm not using it correctly. I would have to learn more about it.
Can we...
At the moment, I have no questions.
Oh. I would have thought that I would be learning more about it. Okay. Why are you walking over there?
He was crazy about the Book of Fairy Tales. Well, rather, the picture of the princesses in it. That's just not right.
Is this a Steve kobold?
He was crazy
I
about the book of fairy
don't make out
tales.
with
Well, rather, the
things in
picture of a
magazines,
princess is
people in
it.
magazines.
That's just not right.
Not in this era.
He was crazy about that.
Alright, what if we...
He'd like to have the book back, but if I give it to him, he'll just take it and fly away.
Okay, what if we... Let's go in our bedroom. Just out of curiosity, Verdantry, do you still remember what to do? There's nothing in here other than this, so that's a good sign.
Master Marcus told me everything I need to know. Hold your head high, inspire your students,
Not a
and
clue.
don't let things get you down.
Gotcha.
I just wish I wasn't entirely on my own. The way he looks at the moment, he could give Bertram, the world's fattest hamster, a run for his money. But he'll get back to normal. A short nap and he'll be right as rain.
Alright, cool. This room, successfully completed. I'm gonna look up Mordred. Oh, is that... Oh, I know. I think I got an idea. Can we open this flap? Oh, we can't. I was thinking we could actually trap it in there. Use it as bait. Guess not. Oh well. Alright, Mordred. Oh, he's not in there. What's this? Marco Titties or something?
Marco Marco intentionally uses words like and because he believes it would be too embarrassing to write them down here.
Okay. Mario Mushroom.
Mario Mushroom.
Uh,
Mario jumps on other people's heads, lights them on fire,
Not
and
a-
then calls
not
the
a fan
whole
of that
thing
reference.
non-violent. Mark of the Southlands. Lord Mark of the Southlands yesterday set fire to several teachers and flooded the gym. Again. Movie Van Grove. Movie Van Grove transformed the school sheep into an ape, although the librarian expressly forbids apes in the school.
Okay.
Armadillo. Armadillo was expelled. It turned out that he was an armadillo in a penguin suit with a sign that said moo.
What?
Okay, now that's just weird.
Okay.
Assuming the
Marcel
references?
makes a lot. Marcel summons large hairy mammals and refuses to stop doing so.
Okay.
Levin from the hills. Gifted fire and water mage. Unfortunately, his talents cancel each other out, so is regarded as one of the most incompetent mages in his class.
That's silly.
Lennart the Academic. Lennart the Academic, genius of the buttons, mage of the keys, has broken more brains than hearts. Most recently his own brain, which earned him a private suite in the Arkhamstein Asylum.
Arkhamstein. Alright, so maybe the very first one we looked at, it took a page and put it in our book. So maybe we can just quickly run through them.
Axel A. Aronson. Axel cannot pay his school fees as he gives all his money to dodgy game developers.
Oh, there you go. That's probably a Kickstarter there, yeah.
Beaverus Deepwood. Beaverus tried to turn wood into gold. In the end, he got mahogany, which in turn he sold for a lot of gold. Brian Blackstone. Brian became the youngest student ever to successfully cast the teleportation spell. He teleported himself 20 feet into the air and successfully fell to his death. Bernison, Troll. Bernison of High Wind Lake managed to collapse the south wing of the school by sneezing. Daniel A. Curlshaw. Daniel conjured himself a magical forest and has not been seen since. Disaster. D died in a devastating explosion near a fireplace. His last essay on the development of my fart spell will be passed on to his surviving family. Elmar Frog. Elmar's father, the royal executioner, asked for permission to see his son's school records. Elmar is doing fine. Truly. Really fine lad. Looks as if a few pages were ripped out here.
Okay.
Fluffy Foffofoff. Fluffy transformed pure gold into a tasty piece of bread, so refuting the old saying that you cannot eat gold.
It reminds me of, do you remember the Key and Peele skit about college football? What do you call them? Like they trade players at the start of football. I can't remember what it's called. It's very good. The no nudity was so sad. What are you referring to?
Hiker Granger.
The fact that the elf is more dressed in this one.
Using the school's palantir to make long-distance calls.
The draft, that's it. Thank you so much. You know, words, they start to fail when it gets late, and yeah.
Frederica Sillybottom. Frederica Sillybottom has applied to the city council for a change of name. She shall henceforth be known as Frederica Sillybottom. Ingemar Thunderflash. Despite repeated demands, Ingemar refuses to tell us his real last name. No one is called Thunderflash. Yoda Green Gnome. Magic strong in this one is, but weak his grammar be.
That's so stupid. Alright, we've done that one.
Pabba the Great. Pabba the Great, the only student of this academy whose width exceeds his height, today received his degree. He will be missed.
Artie Thunderbrush.
Percy Smith. Percy detonated a stink bomb during run-in training. The students never ran faster. Student Smith received an award. Peter, Troll. The Hunters Guild has asked us to find a new caretaker. It seems the grumpy troll snoring and farting is scaring off the wildlife for miles around. René Beetle. René claims to have been in a sky full of diamonds with a certain Lucy. Visits from females are strictly prohibited in this school. So are mushrooms.
That's pretty good.
Russell the Undead. Russell the Undead Mage is constantly losing skin. There have been numerous complaints from the cleaning staff. Sasha Shalislash. This entry was only added to make life difficult for anyone who has to read it out loud. Sorry. Hey, it's not very nice. Serena Derpmancer. Serena discovered a completely new kind of magic. A second, completely unrelated incident then destroyed the entire laboratory. Speedster. Document not found. Did you mean speedster or speedstar? Theragor Biraton. Theragor lost today's archery contest after he fired his arrow in the wrong direction. We sent his family flowers. Theragor Biraton. Theragor lost. Toby Corner. Toby Corner. Wise remarks, deficient. Wise cracks, good.
Oh, we got an achievement saying file muncher. U to Z. U to Z. Oh, there is no U to Z. That's it. Read them all.
So that's why we got the achievement for the last category.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, what's this? Alright, let's have a look, see.
Is he working for the school? Or himself? Or is he only interested in gaining the council leader an advantage in the election? Excuse me, Headmaster Block.
Yes?
I met the caretaker. Troll.
I know what you want to say. I'm not enthusiastic about it myself. Trolls are sullen, slow, and rude. But what can I do? They have a stranglehold on the janitorial market. We must live with it. Still, we were able to negotiate a good contract.
What do you mean?
Paragraph 1, Section 1. The troll is not allowed to speak with any school employee or student unless explicitly requested.
Oops.
Why do so many of the notes on your desk have a small hole in the middle?
That's airmail. You spike the message on the beak of a homing pigeon. Not an optimal method. First, one obviously has a hole in the paper, and secondly, the pigeons are constantly flying into cliffs.
I think there's a simpler solution.
And that would be?
You could simply write the letters directly onto the pigeons themselves. As long as the pigeons are white and the ink black, the text should be clearly visible.
Not a bad idea at all. But it would make the archiving more difficult.
Records seem to be very important to you.
Order is very important. Records are a tool to that end.
I have a loose leaf binder for spells.
Commendable. Maybe you can do something with this then.
Oh.
There is no room for a spell in my files. Archive it, Mr. Weathervane.
Lucky.
Gladly. About those tasks.
Yes?
If I have to clean the hall, is there anything I can use to do it with?
The caretaker troll was supplied accordingly. Ask him.
He doesn't want to give me anything.
You are a professor. He is a janitor. Assert yourself.
The cobwebs in the hall are a long way up.
And?
You may not have noticed, but I'm a rather average-sized gnome.
That is no excuse. Get to work.
Can't one or two of the kobolds just stay here in the school? After all, they are magical creatures, and students could examine them and take them for walks.
Rioting kobolds in my school? I'll have none of it. They have to go.
Ah, shame that. About the fireplace map over there.
Yes?
It shows several fireplaces in the school.
Of course. Large and important buildings can have more than just one access to the fireplace travel network.
One of them seems to be in the missing library.
Good thinking, Weathervane. Get to the bottom of it.
I'm already on it. But even if the fireplace was still reachable, don't you need a special magic powder to use the network?
True. You need some extremely rare and valuable fireplace travel powder. Only high-ranking civil servants receive small amounts of it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Weathervane, aren't you listening? Only high-ranking civil servants get some for personal use.
But I thought I was supposed to find the missing library.
Of course, but without wasting my fireplace travel powder, thank you very much.
What?
I don't know how to get into the missing library without your fireplace travel powder.
That's your problem. I assign tasks, you complete them. Or at least try.
What I wanted to... So, I'll get back to work then.
Be my guest.
Can we use... I doubt we can. This is like a... No, I guess not. In every point and click game, there is a thing where a guy looks away and you can swipe something. I wonder if that's going to be the case.
I can't think of any other way.
There's enough fireplace travel powder in the jar to take me to the library 100 times. But can I get some without the headmaster noticing?
Yeah.
The headmaster won't give me any of his travel powder, even though I could study in it and no one would ever notice that I don't know much about magic. I just have to stay a step ahead of my students.
Oh, unless the recipe, we could probably use...
At the moment, I have no questions.
Maybe not.
The headmaster won't give me any of his... I could study...
Could study it. Interesting. This display case is still showing stuff, so that's suspicious.
Should I misuse the broom on display to sweep out the entrance hall? I mean, a broom is a broom, right?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I can't open the display
Oh, that's
case.
right.
It's locked, and I don't have a key.
Doesn't have a key. Do we have anything that could be a key?
An improvised needle and thread. I saved the Book of Fairy Tales from that annoying kobold.
Oh yeah, what's that new spell?
But maybe I can use the book to lure him into a trap.
Oh yeah, I thought that would be the case.
A spell? Someone has written a note in the margin. Headmaster Pinkerton, this spell is currently circulating throughout the school. It opens tabs, knots, loops, and the like. By now, there is hardly a student or teacher in this school who still has their pants around their waists and not their ankles. We need to stop this immediately. It seems magic isn't always limited to serious things.
Okay, could a cobweb technically be knots? Could we undo cobwebs with a knot spell?
Maybe, yeah.
Can we open this?
I don't think that'll work. The spell opens loops, straps, hooks, and eyes. Things like that. I could
Eyes?
try. As I suspected, there's another spell to open locks.
Yeah. Interesting that we can... Why was that able to put the lock on? Maybe we can give the troll some old coins. Go back over there. Nope. Let's talk to the old grump.
Oh, hello.
Why have you always got to be in my face?
Headmaster Block wants to get rid of the kobolds.
Didn't tell me.
But he did tell me, and I want you to help me.
Want whatever you want.
Why are you like that?
Like what?
So unfriendly, destructive, and such an arse.
Troll's troll.
I know why you don't want to help. You can't. You're neither smart enough nor fast enough to catch the kobold.
I can do anything better than you can, that's for sure. But I don't have to prove anything to you.
Never mind. I like the kobolds. To be honest, I'm actually even proud of them.
Yeah, I've seen better.
Yeah, however, it would make me really angry if someone scared the kobolds off.
Huh? You talking to me?
Things can't go on like this. Is that all you want? Just to be a right pain in the arse all your life? Someone who just annoys others without ever lifting a finger?
Blah, 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 blah. What is it? Finally notice your own stupidity?
You...
Want to apologise? Ha! Loser.
That was a waste. Headmaster Block has ordered you to give me some of the cleaning supplies.
Right.
So, you're doing it?
Of course.
Then give them to me.
How sure?
You're making fun of me, right?
No.
No matter what I do, you're not going to give me anything to use to tidy up, right?
Course I will.
I'm going to get a broom myself. I have to go.
Alright, let's try. Damn, I was so sure that would be... What about untangling the vines, maybe? That's the wrong button again. Oh, okay. That's cool.
Maybe I can lure him into a trap.
Look, that book. Ah, I have you now.
Got him.
Well, sort of. Locked up in a dark place with a book of fairy tales. Time to negotiate. Hello? Can you hear me? I got nothing against you, but you have to leave the school. It's too dangerous here for you, and you're interfering with the routine. I'm going to slowly open the desktop now, and you're going to come out peacefully.
Hey.
Right
Ryder,
then.
how you doing?
Ah! Ow! Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I should probably make the best of this. I'll just keep him in the pencil case where it's safe.
Hell yeah.
The creatures. The kobold's making like that sound that.
Oh,
Remember that?
I think he's woken up, and he's looking for trouble.
What's that, Steve?
That meme you sent around recently of people from different nationalities saying a little bottle of water, and it
the
degrades
Murloc.
to the Australian one, and then like the Australian one, there's a progression from Australian to the bro.
Yeah, the bottle of water.
But that kobold sounds like the ending little bottle of water.
Yeah. What are we gonna do with a pissed off kobold? I guess give it to this guy?
Absolutely not. He pounded the other kobold to mush. I don't want anything bad to happen to my little wing friend.
Right. Okay. Hang on, are we missing some kobold? Oh, did he kill this one, maybe?
Yeah.
There's only this one at the top. I wonder if we can... I keep thinking the needle and thread's going to be like a grappling hook, that we can throw it up there. But I guess not.
The moment, I have no questions.
Interesting. Okay. This apparatus is still...
I don't know how the machine works. I need to learn more.
And then that is...
The moment, I have no questions. Archmage Alistair's magic slate. I like it. It looks important. And it's got lovely rounded corners, which of course makes the design unique for pattern purposes, I guess.
With the plant. Plant will produce the gas that we need to collect, but we don't have any containers. But I think we need to also build the contraption. Right click on these.
A fire maker is an amazing piece of engineering. You fill it with flammable gas,
Yep.
which is then ignited using complicated technology.
Hang on. This wouldn't work with this, surely.
I think it's better if I don't sew the pencil case closed.
Okay.
'Cause after all, I'd like to release the poor kobold later on.
Maybe we can give the kobold to the headmaster?
Excuse me, Headmaster Block.
Yes. Yes.
What the?
Oh, nothing.
There's a bug again.
So, I'll get back to work then.
Be my guest.
Haha, time for a little distraction.
Yes.
Hopefully this will get Blocky's attention.
Okay, now we're thinking like an adventure game.
So that would be the next... Go away!
Stolen. There we go. Okay.
Did you see that, Weathervane? The insolence! Unbelievable, the things one must put up with here.
Appalling, Headmaster. With this powder, you can travel to any fireplace connected to the fireplace network. All you have to do is throw it into the fire and think of the 3 symbols belonging to the target fireplace. Simple as that.
Okay. We don't have any flames, but...
I should start a fire first.
Can we just use the wand on it?
I don't know how to conjure fire. Might have been part of my mage training, but I never learned.
Shit.
Still missing a few pages, but if I'm lucky, I'll find them all and can save a book. The spell worked excellently. Well, even if the fairies do look a bit strange. I think I've summoned enough of them for now, though.
Okay. We've got the symbols, we've got the fire, we've got the display case we need to open, but we don't have a spell to unlock it. What if, here's what I'm thinking, is we'll find the spell in the library, but in order to get to the library, we need to make fire.
How am I supposed to get up there to remove the cobwebs? I'm not good with heights. Like most gnomes, I get nervous when the soil is further than 1 gnome away. How am I supposed to get up there? Nothing. Probably hit a hole.
Actually,
I don't think I'd hit him. I'm not a very good shot with a magic wand.
must have something to do with it, because I thought that the bottom one would have something to do with this kobold that was squished by this, so maybe we can lure them down or something? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. If you meant to time... Oh, no. Okay. That would have been perfect timing, I guess. Alright, what if we flip this and then flip the other one? Of course, people in the chat, if you want me to try things, if you've got an idea, feel free to let me know. And you too, Steve. Something comes to mind.
Yeah, I've been playing mostly.
The stairs.
I'd love to know what's on the upper floors, but it's far too dangerous. A magical building that's been left on its own for 2 decades has magic seeping through the walls.
He's now...
Could be lethal.
He's now stuck there.
Bye!
Got him!
So the station was just do it in a certain order.
Yeah, so I opened the bottom one, and for some reason he was hovering over the bottom one, and when I opened the top one,
That's it! I locked him out!
It hit him down. Exterminator! Hell yeah. Now we can probably tell the headmaster that we've done it.
Excuse me, Headmaster Block.
Yes?
About those tasks.
Yes?
All kobolds have been driven off, as far as I can tell.
Good job, then. How did the vermin actually get in here?
Ah, the troll.
For, maybe they're in town on business and got lost?
Some joker must have summoned them. Or the Archmage. Probably wants me to look bad in my new job. Luckily, I was able to contain the kobold plague.
Well, actually, it was me.
Certainly. But who ordered you to do it?
What I wanted to...
Hmm?
So, I'll get back to work then.
You do that. After all, you have already accomplished something.
We have. And with that, I reckon we might call it there. We've done a 3 hours 15. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let me quickly save it. Make sure that the date... Yep, that looks right. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming in and joining. That was a lot of fun. Good to see everyone in here.
Yep,
What am
a
I?
few new faces.
Yeah, new faces for sure. Good to see Brain in here as well. There he is. I got to thank Major for the gift sub to your stream earlier. I had already left for the wedding when that came through, so very appreciative of that. I'm looking forward to more of your Rocksmith streams as well. Now, let's send a raid across. We'll send you across to Sonnevel. Here's a champ. Future streams, I might do a Rocksmith stream tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. I've got nothing on, so that seems either I'll be doing that or I'll just play some games. I don't know. But yeah, Steve, you planning on streaming anytime soon?
Mine's chaotic. There's lots of things I do want to do, either post-endgame crosscode DLC observation or going back to a puzzle game or demos. Yeah, but I'm kind of chaotic with mine.
Hello, Baltimore.
Cool.
Someone new is following.
But if you want to follow,
Looks like
then
I've got
mine
competition.
should be kind of linked with this. Like the backstage thing.
Exactly. Sweet. Alrighty, well, we'll send you across to Sonneveld, and